I swear, every time I hit live on this desktop, something weird goes off. Now my refrigerator's making some weird motorized sound like it's about ready to start hovering like it's Linda Blair in The Exorcist. It's going, uh... Thank God I don't have any pea soup in there. Hey, Chaos. Hey, Christy. Allison, Peach, please stick around if you can. Okay, thank you, Judy and Siren. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Good morning, Allison and Beck Del Real. Good morning. Good morning, Kirsty. Good morning, Mom. I actually called my mom today. You guys would be proud. We talked for like 20 minutes on the phone. Isn't that fun? She was happy about that. I'm going to give you a, hey, Lavina. I'm going to give you a nutshell. I stressed myself out this morning. Hey, Cartelli. And I woke up. I looked at my bank statement. Like, I never look at my statement. I was looking over it. I was like, what the hell? Because I had to get new tires last week. Well, I end up looking and I'm like, what's this other $250 charge? I stressed myself out. Long story short, I call my credit union, all this stuff. It was because I forgot I made my car payment that same day too. I was like, where's this money coming from? What is this? Yes. Peach, please stick around if you can. Okay, you guys, let me show you something real fast, okay? We're going to share the screen. Now, I wanted to have an open conversation based on this, but let me finish saying good morning to people because I know it annoyed someone. Good morning, Emu, Angie, Anitra, Lokamai, love you, Little Laura, Ash and Emmy, Livia smiling. Hello, Angela. Good morning, Jenna. I love you. Cartelli. Hello. Marlene. Marlene, I need to call you. I'm so sorry. This is one of my best friends in the world, and I never call her anymore. She doesn't call me either. You better get on that. Isn't she adorable? Hey, Dragon Star. Hey, Sky Maiden. So anyways, hello, Kimikins. Good morning. I'm going to share the screen on the poll that I put out a couple of days ago. Now, this poll is, first of all, I want everyone to be respectful in this conversation. This is going to be an open conversation. But I said a controversial question. Should creators who don't cam up and go on camera be calling out other channels and people? And should they be referred to as truth channels? You know, we have a lot of channels that come out, they show clips, they'll come on and they'll be behind an avatar and they will call people out and all sorts of stuff. So give me just a minute and gather around and we will get right into this poll and your opinion on it. No chance, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! Hey, misdemeanor. How you doing? Hey, Lori. Oh, you picked, who picked option 2? Ash and Emmy picked option 2, and that's cam up. So 50% of you said cam up if you're going to call people out. 24% of you said there's no need to turn on your camera if you speak your mind and call out bad behavior. 12% of you said it depends on the situation. And 14% of you just don't give a shit. So let me ask you guys before we get into this. Hello, Booberry. Well, thank you for commenting, Booberry. Before we get into all of that nonsense and what I think about it, because I have a couple different opinions on it that are pretty strong, but what do you guys think? Do you think that if I were to come on here, let me give you an example. And let's say that this is all you've ever seen of me, or I didn't even show a picture of me. Let's say, hell, you don't even know if that could have been a picture of me if you've never actually seen me. I can be using anybody's picture, or just a picture of a puppy or a knife or a, whatever. Christina says, I think if someone runs their mouth that they need to not hide behind a camera. Christina, I definitely agree with that. And listen, it's not about looks. It's about, because first of all, let me just say, if I were to come on here, hello, Tyrannical, I love you. If I were to come on here and I were to start a channel and you never saw me on camera. You never saw this mug ever, and I hid it from you. And let's say I did just use my photo. Let's say it really was me. And I came on here, and the purpose of my channel, or the most things I did on my channel, was call out other people and say, hey, look at this person over here and their bad behavior. Look at where they live. Look at what they do. Look at all of this nonsense. Lauren, can you please text me real fast and I'll jump on what we talked about the other day, please? Now that puts me in a leadership. Hit a 1 if you think that that would put me in a leadership position. If I'm coming on here to have people gather around, hello, German lady, and to listen to what I have to say. And let's say, you know, I'm being a leader and I'm saying, guys, we got to call out this channel. We got to call out these people. We got to call out how bad of a parent they are, or how bad they are, or whatever it is. And then I hear often, because I have a lot of friends who don't go on camera, so this is not targeted at anybody. What I'm saying is, when you do that, you are entering, believe it or not, and this is not like to start trouble, you are putting yourself, you are entering yourself basically into a boxing ring. Hello, Ashley. Hold on, let me hop on something with Brutally Lauren real fast before I forget. You are entering yourself into a boxing ring. So yes, hit a 1 if that puts me in a leadership position, coming on and gathering the troops together, so to speak, right? Because I'm a 1. I think that that puts you in a leadership position. And then we think about it. What are the attributes of a leader? Because if I come on here and hold on, let me see if I have a picture of Carol or something I can put on here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, 1s. So there's Carol, right? So let's say that's all you've ever seen of me. My name is Save Robbie. I'm on here to call people out, and this is all you're ever going to see of me. But I'm going to come on here every day, so to speak, and I'm going to call other creators out, and I'm just going to, you know, that does start trouble, by the way, and it does get trouble your way. So this is all you've ever seen of me. So I can say that my name is Joe Schmo and have a picture of Carol, and I can say, hey guys, I'm a lawyer. I know what I'm talking about. I can make any make-believe story up, right? I can also make any make-believe story up about having my camera on as well. I can say that's a real fucking brick wall, which some people think is. I could say anything. I could say I'm married to a woman. This is just my office. I have a bed in my office. We can lie about anything, whether you're on camera or not. Okay? But in my personal opinion, I think that if you are going to put yourself in a leadership position, because that's what you do by starting a channel and gathering people around. Oh my God, Gladys, you wouldn't make me uncomfortable by going to coffee. Are you kidding me? Never. Then you're a leader. So in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, leaders usually, you know, you want to see their eyes when they're talking, right? You want to see their gestures and everything that's going on. But what do you think about that? As far as, do you guys prefer having someone's camera on just regardless when you follow someone? Or do you prefer to have it off? Or hit a 1 if you prefer to have the camera on, 2 off, and 3 if it doesn't matter. Just out of curiosity. Okay. No, the brick is not real, Brianna. Is that fun? Welcome, Booberry. So 1, camera on, 2, camera off, 3 if it doesn't matter. Now listen, again, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. I would agree that it would be nice to have a personal level. 1 and 3. Okay. Ashley says it's okay sometimes, just not always. 1 on. If I cam up, so should you, period, Lauren says. I like that, especially if you're, I mean, even in a conversation or a heated debate or something. Amber says that's a hard one for me because I have friends that don't cam up and I love them. Amber, me too. Absolutely. Christina, well, thank you. Tira Nicole prefers the face, but as a creator, she loves just listening. Okay. Well, there are a lot of people that I enjoy listening to See, I'm multiple. The Emu likes the camera on. Toodles likes talking to the person. Christy says it depends on the topic. Here's what I think about it. I think if you come on here and you want to have like a podcast type channel, whatever that is, I'm all for that. Don't show your face. Don't even show your name if you don't want to. It's all up to you. But, and I'm going to say in my personal experience, if you come on here and you talk about me, you know, lots of people talk about how I live, my aunts and I live together. Okay. They say, I hear funny stories like I live in a basement or all this, or I don't have a job, or I'm a loser, all this kind of stuff. And it's interesting to hear things about people. And then there's some people who call themselves truth channels. And it is funny. I will listen sometimes. And some of the things that they come up with and say, I'm like, they could not be more off target and wrong of what they're talking about. And it's interesting. And then sobriety. Many people talk about my sobriety because I talk about my sobriety. I'm transparent about living with my aunt. Hey, Iris, I love you. So it's not even about looks, because also people talk about my looks, but we all know that I'm incredibly attracted to myself. So that usually it doesn't hurt my feelings. But if you're going to talk about my looks, you're going to talk about my sobriety, even my living situation. It would be interesting to see how successful you are. That way I can take notes. So by looking at how successful you are, I can follow your lead. However, I don't see you as a leader if you don't turn on your camera while you're saying it. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody has to turn on their cameras, but if you're going to talk shit about people, go ahead and show us how perfect you are so that you can like teach me how to be a better person. So you're saying you want me to cam up because you just love me and love looking at me. That is absolutely the truth, Perplexed Cutie. That is the truth. I am obsessed. I love you. And I burn this candle every night when I'm laying naked in my bed. Just kidding. I still haven't burned it yet, Laura. It's a great Perplexed Cutie candle. Siren says, I've only started doing commentary and my delivery isn't the smoothest yet, but I know that my facial expressions add entertainment value. Yes, and look, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, but the reason I put that poll out there for you guys to vote on and like give your opinion is because we often hear people all the time, cam up, why don't you cam up? And a lot of people use I'm not going to say excuse because I don't want to be a dick, but they use the reason, oh, well, I have this to protect, or I have a family, or whatever. They have their privacy to protect. Now, this is when I'm like, tough shit. Here's when I say tough shit to that, whether you agree with it or not. I say tough shit to people saying, oh, well, I want to remain anonymous. So let me get this straight. You have a channel where you're putting people's faces out there. You're putting a lot of their information out there, their videos, their entire life, basically, and you're dissecting them, but you're worried about your privacy. Now, their reasoning or excuse, they would say, oh, well, I just want my privacy because, I don't go on camera. So I choose to have my privacy. Okay, well, fucking good for you. But you don't get to say that, in my personal opinion, because yes, by turning on my camera, I'm showing you my life and I'm talking about my life. Hello, Mallory at random. And I'm talking about my life, right? So that makes me vulnerable. But it also makes you vulnerable by stepping into a boxing ring, starting fights with people, again, off camera with a random picture of some cute little hamster. Okay? Does that make sense? Laura, you already did. Okay, I've been aroused since you came into the chat. Peach says, you could show your face without showing your loved ones. Well, and that raises the question too. Just because I show my face, does that give you the right to look into every other part of my life and all of that kind of stuff? No, because we hear all the time, oh my God, this person, they looked up my picture, or they looked up my face. You're complaining about looking up your picture when you really show like my entire life on your channel? Are you serious? Give me a fucking break. Some people do it to hide their identity. Certain people did that recently, and it has caused a crap storm. I'm not on board with people who are not showing their face for deceptive reasons. I agree with that. Hello, Jay. Lauren shows her face, but not her husband or her kids. They're off limits on YouTube. That's fair enough. Yes, that was Carol, small town girl. YouTube teaches us to guard our privacy. What are your thoughts on that? Well, my thoughts are, look, anybody that comes on here, it doesn't matter whether you go on camera or not. But Laura, everyone's privacy should be respected. So just because I'm a creator, love you, Iris. Just because I'm a creator that turns on my camera doesn't, because I hear a lot of times people are like, oh, well, he talked about his sobriety, so we can drag him. Or, oh, well, you turn on your camera and you tell us about your life. So then that gives you the right to drag me? No. And that goes for anyone else as well. So as far as guarding your privacy, yes. But again, if you're coming on here and gathering the troops together, I'm sorry, but this, to me, as much as I love Carol, that's not a leader. It's not. In my personal opinion, it's not a leader. I mean, yes, you're using your voice, and everybody says, well, it's the voice and their opinion that matters. I completely agree with that. But hell, anybody can be behind that adorable little hamster. Kind of looks like she's smoking a cigarette in that picture, doesn't it? She's about to light up, or it's a joint. Hey, Cohen. Let's see. The internet is one big outlet for stalkers. Mallory says, privacy means you can go on camera. Just remember to put your underwear away first. I've done plenty of live streams where I've been sitting in my underwear and just never stood up with my shirt on. Not fun. However, you are leading the conversation. Okay, well, what do you think of, because then it goes deeper, okay? And I think this one is kind of the obvious. You have people that will talk about someone's looks, or not only their looks, they'll talk about, look at what a loser that person is. Look at their living situation. Look at Robbie, look at his stupid fake brick wall. He lives in his aunt's basement. For the last time, this is not a basement, but I do live with my aunt. And it goes deeper than that. And I've told you guys, when me and Cody broke up and I moved out, holy shit, my finances were fucked. I couldn't support myself. I'm still getting on my feet. Is that your business? Fuck no. But I talk about it openly. So you're not telling me something that I don't know. I love living with my aunt. And then the other thing, a lot of my sobriety struggles throughout my life have put me in that financial situation. So then people continue to say, oh, what a loser. He lives with his aunt. He was a junkie, blah, blah, blah. He probably still is. So what if I was? What are you trying to do? Make it worse for me? Do you not have people in your life that have struggled and gone through addiction issues and ended up even homeless? You sit there and talk shit about them too? What the fuck? Jameson says, when creators came up, it feels more genuine whatever they may be talking about. It's more personal. It is personable. And not only that, but you can see, listen, I'm not into body language experts. They actually kind of annoy me. But you can, like, I'm an empath, so I can read people. Holly says, it's such a double-edged sword camming up. I do understand privacy. When you're just slinging insults and judging people, you should be prepared to be judged. So then, let me ask you a question. And this is not to say that you should do this, but many people have, and actually I have. I've done this to people. Sorry. No, I'm not. Fuck you. Okay, this is what I've done before. And I'm going to say to Space Monster, because Space Monster has talked so much shit about my looks, right? And I'm hot. Like, I really am into myself, and I'm not kidding. Somebody asked me the other day if I had a twin of myself, what would I do? And I'd make love to him all day long. I wouldn't even have him shower first. And sometimes I used to French kiss the mirror when I was younger. Thinking about it makes me want to do it again. But for example, Space Monster accidentally turned on her camera before. So I took a screenshot of that and spread that shit around because she talks about mine. So in a situation like that, let's say somebody never goes on camera, but you accidentally come across a picture of them and they're consistently dragging your looks. Hit a 1 if you think it's okay to show what they look like. Hit a 2 if you don't think it's okay. And hit a 3 if you just don't give a fuck now. Because I'm actually, and this is not like, I don't want to promote anything, but I think I'm a 1. I'm pretty sure I'm a 1. Because listen, the bully on the playground can only get away with it so long until you show them how ugly they are. You feel me? Not seeing a 2 yet. Some people don't give a fuck, but most people are a 1 as well. Peach says, once someone called me ugly on TikTok, I turned my cam on and smiled and did a stupid pose. You're gorgeous, Peach. If I was straight, I would just, wow, ride you like a tidal wave. Okay? Okay, because we all got skeletons, but why can you expose mine, but no one knows what they got in their closet? Exactly, Tira. Now, I don't fire with fire. How do I say this? Well, I guess I sound like an asshole anyways, but I don't agree with going after somebody. But there's really, in my personal experience, there's only so much you can take. And a lot of it is undercover because you don't know who these people are or they don't turn on their cameras. But as soon as you expose one thing about them, because listen, these truth channels are all about we're going to expose. Do you know how many times per day I hear we're going to expose, save Robbie? Save Robbie's exposed. First of all, I've never fucking met you. Okay. If you want to see me exposed, check me out on Grindr. Okay. That's exposed. And no, I don't have a current Grindr account right now, but I put full frontals on there with my full body. I don't care. I'm proud to be naked a lot. You're cheating on me before I make you straight. Sorry, Laura. Try to get it under control. I canceled my Grindr account. Okay. Going after someone's looks makes you look like a second grader. It does, and I've looked like a second grader before because I've gone after people's looks. And I proudly say this every single time. I treat people the way they treat me, but what I'm learning in life, and I'm going to be 40 this year, and I'm still learning, and this is unfortunate, but I mean, I'm fucking a mess, okay? But I'm just learning how to respond to people without doing what they fucking do to me. Could see my ass shot on Twitter, Lord. I think I still have my ass full body. Okay? If you haven't seen it, check it out. Check it out. It's a good crack. Okay? Jay says, I'm semi-new here. This is funny as fuck in a good way. Oh, well, good. So let me give you an example of somebody. I'm going to mention this person's name because this is a person who represents herself as a truth channel, and I've never met her. She has a channel called Surviving the Storms, okay? Now, she's had a lot to say about me. She's never turned on her camera, which is fine. She's talked about my sobriety, how terrible of a person I am, but she's never spoke to me. Hold on. Holly says, it's personal for me. My pics were stolen on Facebook and a whole damn identity made. Oh, well, I hope you figure that out because that's bullshit, Holly, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But Surviving the Storm is, in my personal opinion, a piece of trash. Because, and here's why. I've actually reached out to her I've actually tried to comment in her chat, and here's oh my God, and this isn't just about her, this is about anybody. If you're going to make a channel and you're going to talk about me or you or whatever, but then you're going to block me to not even give me a voice to defend myself, she did that. She blocked me from her chat and she's talked about me so many times. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to reach out to her peacefully via email. I did that. Guess what? Never got a response, but she's talked about me after that on her channel. Now, listen, what that shows me is this woman always says, oh, Robbie's terrible, or he doesn't like peace or whatever, but she doesn't acknowledge that I've reached out to her for peace. Somebody who I've never even had a fight with, who's fighting with me with no knowledge of why she's even doing it. Completely ignores a peaceful email, blocks me, doesn't give me a chance. So what does that tell you about that person? Is that a person who truly wants truth and to hear all the sides of every story? No. Dorothy, you're a closed-minded person. So that's the type of person that I would say that's not a leader. Dragonfly's curious why she would have anything against you. Rumors, clip videos, clip channels, all that bullshit. It is, well, and she doesn't just target me. I mean, she talks about a lot of different people on her channel. But then when you look at her other content, it begins to make sense. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen Surviving the Storms do a positive stream. I think she has a sobriety channel separate from like her calling out truth channel, whatever. But I'm not sorry to say this. If you don't show your face, you're not being honest with yourself. So you can't call yourself a truth channel. And I'm not sorry to say that. You're not truthful. Now that brings me to my next point. And then I'm going to open up the panel to hear some of your opinions. I'm only going to let familiar names up because there's been weird shit going on lately. But when you, okay, so when you leave your camera off, okay? Emu just does what he's told. Good for you, Van. Put him in line. For example, who here, and you don't have to answer this question, but hit a 1 if you have a problem speaking your mind in day-to-day life. Like if you're a shy person and it's hard for you to speak up, hit a 1. Don't be ashamed. I just got over a social anxiety like years ago. Hit a 2 if you're proud and confident in what you have to say and you will go straight up to somebody and tell them. Hey, Canine Rescue. Ooh, some confident people. Wow. Wow. Let's see. You're getting better at it, Amber? Okay. Me too. So, and I'm trying to figure out a way to say this nicely. Fuck. I guess there's no way to say it nice. Maybe if I use a different tone in my voice, it'll come off nice. You can tell someone what you think and still be respectful. Ooh, Dragon Star. Yes. Yes. Wait a minute. You're 2? Lauren. Channels dedicated to bashing you are so lame and should get a life. I agree with that statement, Samantha. So then, let's say if we're going to go like way overboard with this, but it's to prove a point. Let's say I'm running for president, okay? Let's say this is all you've ever seen of me. Now, maybe I have some good points and I've told you about, my background and I've buttered myself up to be this perfect person because I really want you to vote for me. But let's say this is all you've ever seen. Now, that's not possible. Of course, we need to see. But just in your imagination, how real am I? I mean, I could be really buttering myself up and like, yeah, I'm this perfect person and all that. And you might fall for it. You might believe that. And on the other end, I could be the biggest douchebag ever. And I could just be sitting in a library using their Wi-Fi running for president. But no, not only do you care about what I believe in as running for president, but you want to see how I physically treat people. You want to see the expressions on my face. You want to see how I live, right? I look at it the same way as channels. Now, again, I have a lot of friends that go off camera. And then there's a lot of people that I don't know very well that go off camera. And I'm like, I like who they are on here, but do I really know who they are? They could be anybody. Muzz says, I think I'm real life. If you disagree with someone, they are less likely to try and destroy you and find out where you live. They just walk away. That's why online people are hesitant to show their face. I mean, that's fair enough. But I mean, in my personal opinion, by showing your face, I mean, how much information can you find on me just by showing my face? You know what I'm saying? And also, like, I am pretty freaking transparent. So she has shown her face. Well, here's my opinion on that, Soph D. Why not show your face most of the time when you're talking about someone, when you're calling someone out? Why not show us your eye contact, you know, and be proud of who you are? Now, again, a lot of people maybe they just roll out of bed and don't want to be, but surviving the storm is somebody who streams multiple times for long extended periods of time. And we really don't know, as far as she's given a lot of advice on this, on that. Not only do I want to see your face, but how do you live? I'm not going to judge you, but is your house a fucking pigsty? Because I'm not going to say the creator's name, and then I'm going to drop the link. There's a creator on here that I don't talk to anymore. I used to talk to her quite often. And this woman started judging me for cussing. She's very, very religious, but she started to judge me. She's like, the way you live your life is bad and you need to clean up your act. Now, I'm not going to say this creator's name and I don't want to embarrass her, but this is a person who she proudly goes on camera. She's never really put together, which is fine. Her house, it truly does look like she should be on the show Hoarders. It's horrible. And there's like animals and cats jumping all over the counters behind her. And she's streamed in different rooms and it's like filthy. Okay. So here's what I think about that. Here's a woman telling me I need to clean up my act, clean up my life, when she needs to clean up her fucking house. Because in my personal opinion, the way that you treat yourself, take care of yourself and what's around you, that says a lot about you. I know that's like an outside appearance, but it does say a lot about you. Now, I'm not talking about people that can't move around, have pain or disabilities or anything like that. But if you're on here telling people, and listen, this is another Rosaling, your house is always gorgeous behind. Here's another reason, people are on here, they're telling, I'm going to use myself, for example, again, telling me I need to clean up my act and this and that. And their camera's off the whole time. But let's see how perfect you are. Are you sitting in a mess just dragging people all day? What are you doing with your life? And I'm not saying that to be mean. It does show a lot. Hashtag shy. And like, I don't believe in body language experts because everybody has their own nervous tics and stuff. But I can read people. Like you could read people on how they're acting, but everybody has weird fidgets and different things themselves. But I love you, Regina. You're always so sweet. So in my personal opinion, it's not about the look of your house. It's not about the look of you. But if you are here's another thing that I have an issue with. If you're such a productive, good person, first of all, why are you streaming anywhere from 5 to 12 hours per day? That's not very productive. That's why I have to take breaks sometime because I'm like, oh my God, I'm spending even too much time watching people's YouTube can get exhausting. Peach says, I think some people need support with cleaning, but if you're screaming on YouTube instead of getting help, no respect for yourself. Yeah, and listen, I'm the type of person, I don't even think this has to do with being a Gemini. When I see a flaw in myself, it grosses me out and I want to fix it. I just lost 10 pounds in the last few weeks just by changing my diet. Okay? Progress. So I always want to better myself. But if you're the type of person who you're sitting here talking trash about people and where they live and how they live their life and all this stuff, then be proud of who you are and show us. Okay? If you want to say that, how can we do better? Show us how you're doing it right. Okay? But are these people sitting in a filthy mess with their camera off? Because it's not the mess that matters. It's the way you're living. So by coming on, and I'm using this person, for example, that dragged me that I don't talk to anymore in her house is seriously, you can't even see the floor. It's terrible. And I feel bad for her. But if you're going to sit there and tell me how perfect you are, or maybe you're not even claiming to be perfect, but you're telling me I need to clean up my act and stuff, take a look around you. Take a look around and throw that lasso on me as soon as you clean your act up yourself. And then even if your act is cleaned up, why are you on here calling people out? Maybe you should be an advice channel. Okay? I don't know, Dippity do. I don't know. You could barely get 3 lives out a week. So I'm going to open the panel up to see your opinion. There was a lot of different comments on my poll with different opinions, and I respect all of them. I do. I respect the fact that if you don't want to go on camera, that's okay. But it doesn't even come down to if you're talking about someone's looks. If you are this person that comes on and you have the key to life and you have the answer, and you know you need to talk about these people that go on camera and clip our videos and stuff, why aren't you not only calling us out, but showing us and leading the way of how we can be better like you? Hold on, let me see if that's really Lauren backstage. Hold on, Lauren. Let me put this up real fast, just in case. Okay, sweetheart? Wow. Hello? Lauren? I can't hear you. You're muted. Text me if that's you, Lauren. Hold on a minute, folks. Oh, she says it's really her, but she dropped off. Wow. Hey, Lottie. You know these peeps don't have the key to life. I don't think they do. But look, if you're going to give a speech at school or maybe at work, you usually get up there and you present yourself, right? You don't turn on a avatar, and it's just, to me, it's cowardly. And it goes to show, hold on one, hey, Making Lemonade, love you. It goes to show that you're not so proud. And once someone sees your face, just like having sex in the dark, once somebody sees your face, your attitude changes and you're not as confident as you were before. And it's not about your looks, but if what you have to say is going to change when you're face to face with somebody, that's when we have a problem. Okay, hold on. Let me put this back on the screen. I was trying to find it. Lauren, is that you?
Yes, it's me. Sorry, my internet was messed up.
Okay, let me see if this is Tira as well. Hold on. Tira?
Hey, baby daddy.
Okay, hey. Okay, guys, sorry.
How many kids do you have, Robbie? Shit.
Why aren't your cameras turned on? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I have COVID. I'm always on camera. You know that. But I have COVID, and I'm in a dark room.
Anyways, what's your opinion on this?
I think the same thing you do, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And most people that are off camera, they always have something to say about your looks, about your channel, about how you live, about your life. And yeah, I think they're all bullshit. And most of the Save Robbie channels that we all know and love, that's all they do is critique you. And none of these bitches come on camera. That's what I got to say.
And I've seen them do that to you as well. I think we all have videos made of us, all three of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you can relate to that. And Tira, you both have gone on camera multiple times, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I started that way, but it's so much easier to upload as an avatar. It's just easier. And I'm so dramatical anyway. I'm just like, whatever. You guys can probably see my face. But I wanted to say, number one, no one should be talking about nobody's looks if you're an avatar. That's like, to me, logic. Like, don't do that. That's stupid. But I think you're calling them truth channels, and they're just not, brother. They're hate channels, and just like you were able to find, the respect in the way that I give commentary, that is very different too. Because I'm not going to go on and parent shame somebody. Oh, you're a terrible mother. And I'm over here and my situation. That's not right. And then I agree when it comes to, oh, I'm going to put all your skeletons out and you're a hamster. So the hamster gets to put all my skeletons out, but I don't know who the hell that hamster is. And although I wouldn't do the same thing, I agree with you. But it's like, wait, why are you allowed to expose mine? But we know you as a hamster.
Bingo.
And that's not fair, but they're not truth channels, my love. They are hate channels. And that really is the biggest difference. Really, though, it is.
So then what do you guys think if I were to just be a hamster, and let's say I put your picture out there, your real name, like dox you, whatever, and I'm sitting here being a hamster and saying, well, the reason I'm doing this is because this person needs to be called out. This needs to be
Well,
brought to
then they're
attention.
going to talk about the hamster sobriety, Robbie. Damn it.
she's smoking
Right.
a
If they
joint in
only
this
knew,
picture.
right?
That poor hamster has been through hell and back.
Love you checking convictions. But my question is, do you think it's okay that if you so happen to come off there, a picture of theirs to be like, okay, well, you want to talk about me? Well, here's you. Or is that going too far?
Oh my God. I'm like you, Lauren. I'm like, like, I mean, it's a
In a
good
sense,
question.
it's doxing.
It's a
It's
good
doxing,
question.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like,
Nice
how
to meet
are
you, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you too, babe. How are you a hamster? Okay. And if you want to do commentary, that's different. You're not going to talk about sobriety. You're not going to talk about looks. You're going to deliver your opinion on what Robbie did last night. Okay. When you freaked out, let's say. So it is different. Like now the hamster is going to dox me and tell everyone my government name, very that. But you're still a hamster. You're a coward. That's my opinion on that for sure.
Yes. You didn't say anything that upset me at all, small town girl. So do you think that, because again, this kind of goes for someone was saying fight fire with fire, because people say, well, you go on camera, so you make yourself vulnerable. So does that mean that people that come on this platform should be treated differently than me and they should have more privacy than me?
No.
Exactly.
No, like last night, okay, I did a live stream last night and this troll was coming backstage and I put him on the screen and they wouldn't say anything, but they kept typing in the back chat that they were going to call CPS on me, that I was doing meth, all this stupid shit they always say. And I kept saying, if you're going to say this, you need to say it to my face instead of typing it behind in the chat. I don't know who this person is, but they know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if you can't show yourself and we don't know who you are, then your opinion really doesn't freaking matter to me.
Right.
You know? And
you know
same with going on camera. It's the same thing all around.
More so than the avatar. Right. Because, like, it made me think of this, just like hearing you say that out loud. I don't think it's the avatar, guys. It's not knowing who is doing the talking.
Exactly.
I think it's safe. It's so safe to be an avatar, right? It's safe. But you're not saying, hi, I'm Kelly. You are hamster, okay? Right? Like you're hamster, you're the hamster commentary. And you're doing all this disgusting shit that you're trying to call any of us out for. You're doing the same shit. But now you're gonna do all these things. And I don't think it's about being faceless. It's about knowing that it's a hamster with a fake name, because hamsters are not real creators.
Agreed.
Well, yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think it's the avatar. It's like literally people wanting to be anonymous while calling you out for things that you deserve your privacy, whether you show your face or not, right?
Yes. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to bring you up, Siren. But before I do, let me say this. So, and this again is kind of over-exaggerated, like, scenario. But let's say that, a mother, or, people say, well, I'm a mom, or I'm this, I'm that, you can't come after me. So let's say that a mom walks into a shooting range, or like the Hunger Games, right? And they say, well, no, you can't hurt me because I'm a mother, or I'm this, or I'm that, or whatever it is. But you choose to step into a ring. So when you choose to make a call out channel, that alone does put some sort of negativity your way, or a target. So you're actually stepping into a boxing ring. So you can't really use the excuse that, oh, I'm this or I'm that because you can't come after me. You're starting fights on the internet. So you should stop doing that, especially if you have other people you truly want to protect, including yourself. Hey, Siren.
Hi. Hey, Siren.
Hi.
What do you think?
I don't even see you in this light most times.
Oh, I think. Oh, can you hear me? I hear me.
Yep.
I hear you.
I think if you're going, especially if you're going to do commentary and try and make fun of someone's looks, you'd better be on camera. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
But let's see. I know, because I used to make jokes all the time about someone's appearance, and I personally, there's lots of stuff about my own appearance that could have jokes made about me. And if you're going to make jokes about someone's appearance, you'd best be able to take it and have jokes made about your own appearance. And I've always been okay and accepting of the fact that I would always be willing to have jokes hurled in my direction at all times.
I agree with you fully. If you can dish it, you better be able to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's where all these little victims come out and they're like, oh my God, they said I was ugly. No, bitch, you said that I whatever, and that was our response, and then they're always the victims. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most recently I've been laying off of that. So.
Well, see, and I've learned, especially with recent events that have happened over the last couple months, I've learned responding in different ways is beneficial, like in more, because it's good to speak your mind, but it's the way you approach it. Some people are just going to be triggered and pissed off no matter what. But it's like, I've kind of learned what to respond to and what not to. But it's all about the way that you do it. But a lot of these people, it's like they want to just pick one target, never go on camera, never show anything about their life, and just mow you down. When it's like,
and
well,
that's not fair. Right.
You know what I think is awesome about Robbie is he can just sit there and just say hi, and he's triggered a gaggle of people. I think that's so weird. Like right now, oh my God, look at him smiling like that. The ugly more.
And I think
and
that's
be like
when
30
you know
videos
you
made about him. Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that's when you know you made it. A
like,
dedicated
so
hate channel, that's
mad.
when you make it, I know.
Well, I've even had, it's interesting because Tira, all three of you, I've talked to outside of YouTube and stuff, so I know the realness, and all three of you can relate. I think lots of people in here, isn't it crazy when there's like so many negative clips put out about you that people that would normally come into your chats all the time or message you all the time, they just disappear. And then when you message them, they're like, don't talk to me. And it's like, so you watched a clip video of me and now like you hate me? It's crazy.
Oh, that's
it's a clip. And Robbie, it is usually a clip that they were present for when the clip was clipped.
Exactly.
And they were still supporting you. They were still supporting you, but the clip has been clipped and it only says one sentence. And now they're like, oh, what did they say? Like, no, bitch, you were there when I said it.
Well,
period.
That leads me to my next question. What are your opinions on clip channels? Because I hear a lot of people say, I can't watch someone's full live stream, so I catch the clips just to get caught up to speed. But we all know these clip channels have a bias for the most part. They will make one person look bad over the other. So I don't think clip channels are very beneficial. Just that's in my personal opinion. But what do you guys think about that?
Well, I went on Nicole's about a year ago and I told my story of how I did drugs and all this stuff. Somebody clipped it and said, here's how Lauren started doing cocaine and how her husband supplied it for her. Well, it was my ex-husband, first of all. But it didn't make me look very good, but it didn't make me look bad either. I think it's what they clip and it's their own perception of it. And they think others are going to perceive it the same way that they do. It's not always right. I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to clip channels because it could do damage or I don't really care. I said it, I stick by it. So no matter what it is.
What do you think, Tira? Where'd she go?
Sorry, I don't know what. I know it's taking so long to unmute. That's an interesting question because I watch some reaction channels, which we could compare to clip channels, and I don't think it's healthy because what I'm watching is someone who's covering foodie beauty. Well, at this point, she is so tired, you can tell, of speaking on her. That bitch could breathe wrong, and she is talking shit. And it's like, dude,
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you do. If you watch that, then you know what I mean.
Yes, the Canadian, right?
It becomes unhealthy. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like if you're talking about one show or you're talking about one fucking creator, that show is going to get on your nerve. That creator is in your content goes to hell. Clip channels with hate don't last, in my opinion. Reaction channels are their own demise because I don't think it's healthy.
Right. And like, for example, I've had because there are live streams we take down, right? And
Yeah.
people will say, well, he deleted it, so he doesn't want you to. It's like everyone's recording all the time. So
Hey, Brutal
if I
Mafia.
supposedly, hey, Brutal Mafia, if I supposedly did something this horrible that's been spoke about for like years now, like the mommy ramblings thing, where lots of people don't even know that full story, how it happened, but there's a narrative and no proof. But these people still make clips or whatever. And it's like, hold on a minute. Just because I delete certain streams doesn't mean I'm trying to hide something. I just don't want it there because we all know people are recording at all times.
Yes.
You
yes.
know that. And see, that's important. And I think when they realize you know that, I'm allowed to delete videos that I shouldn't have done and came out my neck either. I'm allowed to do that. I don't want that there. You know what I mean? And also, I wanted to say too, I've never seen the 6-month-old where you did what you did and, you know, caused all them problems until after we started conversating in emails. Number one, I wouldn't talk about it. What you did 6 months ago has nothing to do with what my problem or issue is today, right? Like, that's not fair. Number two, it didn't change the fact that I already said, oh, you know what? I fucking like this dude. He's fucking cool. And I felt
You would have
more
liked him if you would have
empathy.
saw that too, Tyra. You would have liked him even then.
Selfie queen.
And I'm being truthful. It was
tell
nothing.
you.
It was nothing.
Yeah,
In my
and I will
opinion.
tell you, if I did see that 6 months ago, I probably would have talked about it. But to go on all the time and continue showing the clip, there's no need for it. Like, we got to change. And
Yeah,
he
I will
has,
say,
and they hate that. They hate that, Robbie. I'm so proud of you. They hate it.
I was texting him that night, and he was like, "Don't text me." And I'm like, "I am texting you, motherfucker. I am still gonna text you. Are you okay? Don't text me. I'm turning my phone off." I'm like, nope. I'm still gonna text you. Sorry,
well,
but yeah,
so
it's just lapse in judgment. Whatever. No
a
harm,
lot
no
of
foul.
people, a lot of people talk about my relapse, and they don't even really know what it meant to me or whatever. So basically, the way that I was acting that night, I was sober for almost a year, and there were channels that had been harassing me, making videos about my sobriety for a whole year. Not only that, but there was many people from Mommy Ramblings community that were going after me for something I never did. So that night, not only did I say, fuck it, I'm smoking and drinking, but I also said, fuck it, all of you bitches, now that I'm drunk, every single one of you wanted to see this, and I went off. And it wasn't their
I was
fault.
proud of him for what he said. Maybe not the way he did it, but I loved it. I'm sorry. I'm Team Robbie all the way, and I loved it. So,
well, yeah, and
I think it was a long time coming.
It was.
Well,
it
and I
was,
will
but
say, Robbie, I first of all, like, I don't think what you did that night, anything about it was right. But just know, I don't know anything leading up to that either, because I know what you deal with now. I didn't know that. Okay, and then number two, the fact that everybody wants to hold on to those things, even though you were wrong. If they just sat back and said the only one this really affected was Robbie, and just be human and be like, maybe we should have a little empathy. This motherfucker threw away almost a year sober, just being human and thinking about human things. You could lay off of it after a couple weeks, bro. Why are we doing this 6 months later? He's still a human, and only Robbie is the one who had to deal with the consequences. That must suck, Robbie. Why can't people think like humans anymore? I hate it.
Right. And a lot of people, again, like you were just saying, they will use that forever. Like they forever want to keep me in that moment rather than recognizing that I do recognize when I do something wrong. But it's like they never want that apology. They never want, there's a lot of channels who they keep their channels afloat by talking about stuff from the past. You know, they don't care about growth.
Yeah.
They don't care about making change and peace. They're like, we are going to keep this going because we hate this person. And that needs to change. I don't think it's going to, but
I like Lavina's comment, and that's kind of exactly what I mean. Maybe I didn't say it that way, but yeah, right there.
Well, it's like when I let you know who, because I wanted peace with people after that, and I started making peace, and she couldn't understand why I was apologizing to people and making peace with everybody, because she wouldn't do that, and she's the only one who didn't want to find a path to move forward so that I could. And it's because peace doesn't bring super chats or donations or anything like that.
I think that's a part of it, and I also think there's a lot of people who maybe they're not so interesting if they're talking about whatever, you know. It's more interesting if they're like, I'm going to talk about this person or that. They can't just log in and be like, hey guys, how's it going? We're going to do whatever. It's always got to be some sort of like shock value, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Robbie, when you build your channel off of that, you have no choice but to continue behaving that way. And I think for anyone to be like, why are you apologizing? Number one, we ain't entitled to give, or no one's entitled to our fucking sorry. If someone wants to say sorry, why would you think that is a bad thing? She does what she does and complains about blood pressure, but she does what she does on purpose. Let's be for serious here. You don't get to complain when you chose this life. This is what got you where you are. You don't want to let it go. Quit complaining about it.
Yeah, and then you hear people that do clips or they drag people their truth channel. They're like, I'm so tired of this. It's like, really, if you minded your own business, you wouldn't be tired. Because a lot of people, they're just like, I hate this creator. And they talk about him every day, and then they complain about how stressed out they are. Look, I'm not going to get up here and talk about other people's problems if it doesn't affect me. I talk about my problems. If I got up here and talked about the people I didn't like, I would be on here for 24 hours a day because there's a lot of people I don't like.
Yeah.
But then that'd be like me pulling them into it and saying, you can't come after me. I'm just calling people out, but you can't do the same thing to me that I'm doing to you. And I'm going to turn off my camera while I do it. And then again, it's hard. A lot of times, people will say, oh, well, let's talk about it. Let's get on a panel together. It's like, first of all, if you let your enemy on your panel, you're kind of asking for trouble. They could porn bomb you or anything. Reach out to me privately and we can talk perfectly fine. Because I don't trust people.
But you know what, though? See, and I think, like, just how you say, you always talk about how you reach out to people. When people are not out to hate and destroy and cancel you, someone like me who is not about that, right? I'm able to receive that email because I don't care to fight with you. I just did commentary. I had an opinion, right? So it's like I have to know because of this situation between you and I. It's like, that's what it is. And of course you're stressed out. I couldn't talk about the same person every day, Robbie. I would die.
Well, it's crazy because, think about it. I get really tired just from checking emails, text messages, all sorts of stuff, right? So when you do stuff like that, you're putting so much energy into these people. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Yeah.
It takes so long.
I thought you were waiting to say something.
No, something popped up that said having trouble connecting. Please check your internet. So I was like, are you there?
Yeah, we heard you the whole time.
That's why I say, yeah, I heard you fine too. And that's why I say, I don't think that's healthy. Like, I'm watching a reaction channel and I used to love it just by her reaction. That's why I watched her channel and the actual channel, right? But it's like, she's so angry now. If the girl wants to eat pizza, she wants to know why it's not fucking dairy-free or gluten-free. It's anything. She could breathe wrong. And I'm like,
and those people are obsessed. Yeah. They're obsessed. Like, the an ex-friend of mine and Robbie's, she keeps making these videos saying, Robbie's stalking me, Robbie's harassing me. And I'm like watching Robbie and I'm like, where do you see him stalking and harassing you? I don't even see him saying your name.
Yeah, and I don't even talk about that person anymore, but I know exactly what
Right.
you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's an example though. Like one of my ex-friend, Robbie, you know who he is, and this guy talks about me nonstop. And now he's like, okay, well, I can build a channel from talking about her. So now I'm going to go on to somebody else. And now he's on to, I guess her name shall not be spoken on here, but her name starts with an N.
Natasha, no, that's fine.
Yeah. So now he's going on to her. He wanted to be friends with her. She dissed him, and now he's turned his channel into a Brutally Lauren and Natasha hate channel. So yeah.
And I
I've
do
seen
see
some
a
of that
big
stuff.
difference in that, because a clip channel, number one, will never last because it's not fun. Okay. Imagine the hate channels, how we see them getting mad and they're like, oh my God, Robbie,
Right,
or
brutal.
you're so abusive. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are you serious? But it's like the clip channels, they're going to get bored as shit. They don't even get to talk. But the hate channels, it's so unhealthy for them. And they just think like they're doing the right thing. And I know that's why you keep calling them truth channels, but it's bothering me so bad because that's not what they are. But like literally, like it's so unhealthy and they won't step back. They need content.
Yeah, and Brutal's right. I don't bother good people. However, I am a fan of bulldozing glass houses. Me too. Hell yeah.
Well, clip channels also that don't speak, I don't like to support those channels a lot of the time because it's obvious they find a specific side of people that they want to pick or choose to make videos on, and then they'll make their enemies look like saints when nobody's really innocent in the entire situations. But I think if you're going to be a clip channel, you need to be putting the link to the full stream that you're referring to if it's still available in public.
Yeah. Or
because then you have those clip channels that'll edit shit together. Like somebody could say Save Robbie is great. Well, they'll take the Save Robbie and then they'll put, is a jackass or whatever. They'll clip it to where they want it to sound the way they want it to sound. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing, because it's like, if I did sub to any clip channels, I would go watch the whole damn live stream anyway. Because now your clips have me interested and I don't care about your clips. I want the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the thing with the few channels that do clip me, that the whole thing is missing context. And when people do come after me, I just got to point to like, do you know the context around what I said? And it's always no. And then I have to explain it, and they either listen or they don't.
Well, a lot of people,
Cindy, get it, girl.
A lot of people don't even.
Cindy, that's great. That's a great comment.
That is a good comment. Lots of people don't even recognize, they don't like it when you approach them for a situation. I think it throws them off because people like me, people will say, why reach out to them? They're just a commentary channel or they're just a clip channel. It's like, well, they're talking about me a lot. So I want to know what their issue is because I'm a curious person and see if we could fix it. And 9 times out of 10, denied. Tira, you're one of the only people who took me up on that.
But that's the difference, because people hate strangers on the internet, which is so fucking weird to me, number one. And I don't hate people. I was legit doing commentary, and I don't hate people, and I wouldn't mind being okay with you and giving you that conversation. And it just ended up going so well. So like, thank goodness. But that's the difference. I don't hate people. These people won't talk to you because if they make amends, they don't have content,
Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped my lid. Well, and that's the other thing too, is people that actually support these channels, it's weird because you'll see people taking them seriously. And a lot of the times these videos are edited horribly. And it's like, are you seriously going to take someone for their word? You know how many times a day I get called a harasser and an abuser and all this kind of stuff, but it's like, you haven't looked into the full story to see what made me that upset. And if anybody knows me personally, it takes a lot to get me pissed off. And a lot of this is like underground or hidden or bullshit like that.
Okay, Robbie, let me ask you this.
No, fuck you, Tara.
If your biggest, I'm gonna say kangaroo because I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna say kangaroo. If he started talking about, I don't know, just in the last month and a half, the Robbie in the last 45 days, he wouldn't have anything to clip, would he?
No.
So, in your case, my love, it is very much we have to hold on to this because this motherfucker's changing it up on us. And we can't talk bad about him when he ain't acting up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I see my name popping up all the time on his channel. That's a guy who I've offered him to come on panel. Tira, I think you were on panel with me that night. I offered him to come. Somebody was.
I was.
And he was in my chat. We're talking about Captain Kangaroo. His entire channel is me. And so I tell him, I'm like, come up here or talk to me. He left my chat and made 2 videos about me.
Hey, Jay Young. Robbie, is that the same channel? Did they just make a video the other day about you wanting to kill children or something?
Yes, they
Yeah, I saw, and I'm like, oh my God, did you not hear what he said? Like, he did not. Oh my God. Dun, dun, dun. Robbie wants to kill children.
Yeah, I was telling a story on Natasha's panel, I think, about this was like 2015. This was like 7 years ago. This woman was chasing me in my car. So I turned around and chased her back. Come to find out she had a baby in the backseat. I was like, are you kidding me? She chased me with a kid in her car. And I was pissed and screaming. But of course, he turned that into something like that guy has. I mean, I can't even take him seriously because that's another guy.
Yeah, no.
Show your face. Speak your mind. Show your face. And you can't do that.
Nah, that dude's obsessed with you. That is a Save Robbie channel. That's one of the ones I was talking about in the chat. I thanked all of them. I thanked all of them.
He's an interesting, something's going on somewhere in his life that makes him do stuff like that. But that's a perfect example. He is a leader, putting himself in a leader position. Then be a leader. I truly think that if your camera is off, and I'm not talking about you ladies right now because you go on camera all the time, but if you're like gathering everybody around and making them want to believe you, then why? Like, I don't get that. You're not a leader if your camera's off. I'm sorry if that offends people, but it's just.
Well, they're not here to be leaders. They're not. They're here. Like most of these people, let's be for real, created a channel because they're mad at Tira. Okay. No creator here. I'm not saying people can't talk about it. I dish it. I can take it. Very that, right? And you're that dude too. Well, Siren, you're that dude too. Lauren, I don't know you, my love. But you know what I'm saying? We can take it until we can't take it anymore.
1,000%. I take it all, girl. I take it, and I have no empathy I have no sympathy or empathy for the victims out there. Somebody actually said the other day, the more that gets done to you on YouTube, the less sympathetic you are with others. And he was spot on when he said that, because I've had my real life messed with, my kids, my husband, everybody messed with. So I'm sorry. I don't get mad if somebody calls you a fat cow. Move on, or get off the internet if you can't take it, because we've all been taking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of gaslighting with polite words. People will say, I don't drag them, I don't cuss at them, but you do it even worse. I would rather you cuss me out. But they do it in sly, sneaky ways to where they look like a victim. It's like, no. If I'm going to log in and talk shit about Lauren, I better be prepared for her supporters probably to have a problem with that and come after me.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm putting myself in that situation.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Hey, Winter Moon. And, a lot of these people will say, well, I have a family. I hear that all the time because I'm a man, and I hear, because I've gotten in arguments with lots of women on here that happen to be mothers. Look at the way he treats women. Look at the way he treats a mother. It's like, it's not the fact that you're a woman or a mother. It's the fact that you're an asshole. That's why I'm talking to you.
Very that.
You're a mom, but you're still an asshole,
And, what I was saying is I don't think any creator, should be subjected or expect a clip channel, let alone a hate channel directed only towards one person. That's not fair. That's not commentary. That's like should be illegal in my fucking opinion. But when people take clips and don't want to go see the whole context, they're there to hate. You know what I'm saying? And I think we are forgetting that there's so much hate on the internet and miserable, vulnerable people, and it just snowballs. And it's really all about hate. You know, that's what I think.
Well, I've had certain people out there call me a stalker when I have responded or looked at their channel where I'm tagged in every single video. My face is on all their videos, but since I respond to it or look at it, I'm a stalker. It's like, if you stop tagging my name, then I wouldn't see it. Like, you're coming to my channel and recording me. I'm just seeing what the hell you're doing or clicking on it or responding to it. But if you looked at my channel and saw my entire channel is Tira because I don't like her, you're probably going to be like, Robbie's a little bit unstable, okay?
And that is what people think, and they like that. But also, I don't think it should be, I think it should be, that's what I want to say, against some kind of TOS, because no one deserves a hate channel. I have a hate channel, but it's their content. At what point is it just like you're stealing my shit? You know what I'm saying? Because Robbie, if I make 50 videos and I'm clipping and that's all that's on my channel, I'm now like, why is that cool? Why is that okay? You know, like that is not okay.
It has to be transformative under the copyright law. They have to take it and do something to make it theirs. They have to provide commentary over it, or they have to stop it every few seconds to provide the commentary. If they're just playing it, that is taking your value away from you and devaluing it so that you could not make money from it yourself. But if they do something to make it theirs, that's okay under U.S. copyright law.
Okay, and I get the copyright thing, and it's good that people know that. Thank you for explaining that. But what I want to say to that is why, not copyright, why isn't YouTube putting something in the TOS that basically after 50 videos, I now have 25 hours, let's say, of Robbie content. I know it's not copyright. They clipped it. They made it theirs, bury that. But why is that okay to end up with like 25 hours of somebody else's content?
Bingo.
You can still, you could actually still, you could still strike those channel or those videos and leave it up to YouTube to decide whether they're in the right or you're in the right. And I've actually been through that actually, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, also, you know, if they're clipping stuff and that's all they have to offer, I stop taking offense to stuff like that most of the time. But it's like, what is your end game? You see somebody, and it's just like true crime creators. They're not covering the crime because they care. A lot of these people, they're doing it because it's popular. Same reason anybody would talk about another creator on here. They're talking about popular people, so people watch. I don't even think they have an actual problem with them, like a huge problem. They just dive into it, you know? And
I agree. Why would I have a personal problem with your bad behavior a day ago? If I'm going to talk about what I seen you do like an asshole, like that's what I'm saying. Why? Yeah, it's like, what does that have to do with that? It's very that, dude. It's just like they want to be there for that garbage. And it's like, I don't understand how people are consuming it. I don't know how YouTube is not able to catch these continuous tags, and you know, because I can imagine that's hard to see that all the time, and then you're like, damn, do I need to click? Do I not need to click? You know, I know what you're going through, Robbie. I'm doing the whole same thing, you know.
Lily, I get what you're saying. I get it, but I react. I don't talk about like people that hate me. I react to them, and that's on them. That's on them. If they want to keep talking shit about me or Robbie or whoever else, I pick my battles. I don't always respond because it's retarded, but I have responded for sure, and that's on them.
Well,
I would sleep very well at night.
the reason I started even doing my commentary is because I decided to start responding to who's constant trashing of me with my facts and logic and reason. So, and then now that I've gotten, now that when I started doing that, she started taking breaks and how things were just too much and all that. But now that most of that has died off, I've been able to stop devoting entire videos to defending myself and started being able to branch off into things like telling stories from like my pharmacy career that I find humorous and things like that. And I'm going to be able to start doing more things like that and like start doing music once I finally get over being sick, because that's getting annoying. That and I can start being able to do more of the things that I want to do with my channel instead of defending myself constantly.
Well, I
No,
feel
Lily,
like
you're okay. You're okay. You don't have to zip it. For real, you
I
don't have to
like
zip it at all.
I like Lily Bell's point, because basically she's
Absolutely.
saying if there's somebody that you're dragging nonstop, right, in your entire, like,
Mhm.
let's use Captain Kangaroo for example. Let's
Mhm.
say I were to go get hit by a car and die, unfortunately, tomorrow. Would he keep his
Right.
videos up? Would his opinions still stand? Or would he be like, oh, my work is done here? It makes you wonder, like, all the
Yeah.
people that you have a problem with, it kind
Wow,
of makes
what
you
a
be like,
good way to
wow,
look at that.
yeah, like,
That is
do
a
you still stand
good
on what you said? And are you,
way.
yeah,
Mhm.
if I pass away, are you still going to use clips of my videos and show everybody what a terrible person I was? Or are you going to be like, oh, yeah, we'll just leave this alone now because he's dead?
Well, we've actually, and it's weird because we in my community we've actually lost 3 people this past year, and one of them was beef. Well, not really beefing, but he disliked Lycan, and Lycan couldn't stand him and talked shit about him. But as soon as Jeff died, oh, Lycan changed his tune, and Jeff was not a bad guy at all, and blah blah blah. So I don't know if there's videos up per se, but I know that we've actually been through that even recently. So yeah, their tune changes for sure.
Okay, so everybody right now, think of somebody who you can't stand in general, but preferably on YouTube. Now imagine that they just poof, were gone, something happened, maybe they drowned, a tragedy happened and they were no longer with us, unfortunately. How'd you feel about that? Mine, I have plenty of people, and I'm like, well, first of all, I don't talk about people nonstop on my channel. I've responded, but if I had a full channel about that person, I would take it down immediately and be like, wow, like maybe I should stop doing that shit. Hey, Heather.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who it is.
Okay, since you asked me, right? Okay, I'm just being honest because I don't know how to sugarcoat anything. I think if that happened, I'd be worried more so that those videos are still out there and now I know they'll never be deleted. Maybe
Yeah.
I should have empathy for the tragedy, but like when you have a channel dedicated to me, I'm just not going to. And if I'm wrong, I'll accept that. But like that's how I feel. I'd be more mad like fuck, them videos are there forever now.
Yes, Peach, and I am her issue. She is not mine. I will smash that chick anytime on any panel, any chat, any day. I can't stand her. Yes, that is me. And that's because she made videos on my family. She's talked about my husband. She has shown my underage 7-year-old child. Yeah, I don't play. Yes, she's done it for over a year.
Well, I'm glad Lily Bell brought that up too, because it's like I said, surviving the storms and many other people, I've tried to reach out to them to be like, hey, you clearly have an issue with me because you're talking about me all the time. Let's talk about it. And these people deny that. It's almost like I wonder what they would think if I were to get hit by a car tomorrow. Would they be like, oh, I wish I would have took him up on that? Or, haha, it makes you wonder. And what is your purpose? Do you really think you're going to make a change by gaslighting people and coming on here? And if you already think they're a terrible person, let's say I was a terrible person and I did bad stuff to people that I didn't like. Why are you pissing me off then? Why would you want to piss somebody off that you're scared of? Or that,
So the night that Space Monster was trashed, I'll just say that, and you had the panel open and you were like, well, come up here and talk to me or whatever. And she came up and I'm listening to that and I'm thinking, Robbie, she just wants to be accepted by you. She doesn't hate you at all. Like this woman, I thought she like hated you. She is obsessed with you, yes. But did you notice she was acting very different that night? Then she wasn't so much hateful, but she wanted your attention.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she wanted me to acknowledge that I was in the wrong, which I do that all the time. People don't even have to force that out of me, but people like Space Monster will never apologize. And I don't expect apologies from people, but that is a weakness. If you're not willing to apologize to someone, no matter how bad it is what you did, that's a weakness because you're not recognizing you are a part of the problem, things to change, both agree to disagree and move on. And it's like these people like Space Monster, and you deal with people like this, Siren, you do. It's like they don't want that. They want you to be sorry forever. And they don't want to stop having that control over you to make you feel like a shitty person. Well, I'm not a shitty person. I've done shitty things or said shitty stuff, but I'm still a good fucking person. So just like be peaceful and fuck off. Why does everyone keep fucking off this panel? Look, both of them fucked off, Siren.
Now it's just us.
What the hell?
No, I've thought for a while that Space Monster really just wants your friendship back.
Well, yeah, but it's like if you think I'm so terrible, why would you even want my friendship back? You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate me. And hold on, Lauren, is that you?
Yeah. Sorry, I lost my audio.
I'm gonna run and pee really quickly, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay,
I've been drinking this water and my little shake this whole time, so hold on, I'll be back.
No problem.
Let me get over to the chat, and we will look at questions. What palette am I using? I am using the sugar. What is the name of it?
Sugar Pop? Or is it Sugar Pop?
No, it is the Sugar Drizzle Sugar Press Duochrome eyeshadow palette from Sugar Drizzle Polish. It is sugardrizzlepolish.com. And it looks it looks like, let me see here. Let me get back to this.
Do you get Ipsy every month?
No, I don't.
No, you should.
This is from Etsy, and it looks like this.
Ooh, I love those colors, especially the middle ones.
And they're all duochrome. Ooh. I love.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about everybody, but really, kind of, sort of, I guess. All right, so which colors are you using? The middle ones?
So far, I have used this purple right here.
That's my color.
And I have used this green.
That green's awesome.
Here.
Yeah.
Because I saw someone online do a look where they used a purple on the outside. I haven't got this move yet. Where they used a purple on the outside, and then a green, and then a lighter green, and they wrapped around a pink on top. So I'm going to be doing that.
Do you put lighter on top? I always put my purple in the middle, like in my crease, and then I fan it out, and then I put like a lighter color on top to shape my eye, I guess.
Let's say I normally put a lighter color on the inside. That's the thing. You can just play around with however you want, and you can just do stuff.
Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to pee so bad. I was sitting here doing the pee dance the whole time.
Robbie doing the pee dance. Robbie doing the pee dance.
Watts Island says, I sometimes watch clips of MGL to get caught up because I don't have time to watch long lives all the time. You know, and yeah, I do watch clip channels sometimes, but it's like sometimes they'll only show you the part that they want you to see, or they won't show you why the person's angry or whatever. And that kind of stuff gets frustrating to me. Are clip channels convenient? Sure. But in my personal opinion, I think they cause more damage than they do helping anything. Because then again, that also shows, like, are you too impatient to look into something before you make a decision? Lots of people will say, oh, well, I just want to watch the clip channel because I don't have time to watch the full live stream. In my opinion, if you don't watch it in full detail, then you really don't have a right to speak on it because you don't know what's going on, the whole situation.
Sometimes I watch a lot. Well, a lot of the time I watch at double speed. But if I can't watch, sometimes I ask you. I was like, "What's it about?" Real quick, because I couldn't watch. So
Christina, put purple in your hair like I do. I've been doing it for like 8 years now. It's great. Looks like you have dark hair. Oh no, I
Purple
can't
is
really
your
see your
color.
avatar.
It's okay, Tira. Sorry, I didn't know what happened, but it's okay. But yeah, it's interesting to get everyone's opinions. And I was reading through a lot of the comments on that poll because I planned on doing a live stream on it just to see. But I think overall, my personal opinion is if you're going to step into the ring of being a leader here on YouTube, all that kind of stuff, in my personal opinion, I think that camera needs to be turned on.
Yes, I agree. I agree, even with my camera off. But I always am on camera. But like I said, I have COVID. This whole thing I said this last night on my own live stream. I've never felt like this ever in my life. I've been sick, but this is very different. And so I'm not a pro-vax person or anything like that, but just please protect yourself because this really sucks. It really does.
I'm so
get
sorry.
your facts and make an informed decision.
Looks beautiful.
Are you responding to a comment in the chat, Siren?
No, it's just she was talking about illness with the C virus, so I said get your facts and make an informed decision.
Yes.
So,
Yes, right.
Oh, Selfie Queen says, I leave my camera on 99% of the time. In my opinion, I have more connected with my audience that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm always going to have friends on here that don't turn their camera on, and that's okay. But a lot of these people, they're not really out to get or expose and stuff. So I do support that as well. But overall, I'm going to go with a big hard, like,
cam on.
You're perfect. You're amazing. Look, give us some advice on how we could be like you. But first, show us who you are. You know, because there's tons of people that talk about your sobriety, my sobriety. They could be drunk while they're typing it. We don't know.
They talk about my sobriety every day and say I do drugs. So, yeah.
Yep. Hey,
every day.
Tina. They could be sitting there on their live stream with their camera turned off, getting completely wasted and sitting there. And I'm going to say, I was talking about that True Helper guy. He wants to talk about me all the time and stuff. And now he's going to start a new exposing channel. And it's like, you can't expose somebody you've never met, first of all. Second of all, he's never gone on camera, but it looks like he's going to be going on camera with a, those winter hats that go over your face too, like that you rob banks with. That's what he put a picture of himself up with. And it's like, that to me shows me you are not proud of what you're talking about. Because Lauren, if I were to talk shit to you right now, okay, let's say right here on this panel and be like, you little bitch. You need to fuck off.
I'm your number one bitch.
You little bitch, Siren. Do you think that I'm going to be the same if I run into you at a funeral or a wedding or a grocery store?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to be like, ooh, this is uncomfortable. You know, it's the same thing with leaving your camera off. Because a lot of people, for example, when they get shy or embarrassed, their face turns red. Maybe they get shaky, stuff like that. And yeah, we all get nerves coming on here for certain different types of reasons. But I guarantee, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say 99% of these people, if their camera was turned on, their tune, they'd be singing a way different tune than they sing with it off.
Or, and I thought about this too, or they're using pictures on their avatar that are like 30 years old, where they were young and beautiful and now they're old and depressed and miserable and wrinkled up. Not that I talk about people's looks because I normally don't, but it's you 30 years ago. We want to see an updated picture. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and like I keep trying to explain it so it doesn't sound like I'm judging somebody based on their looks, because that's really not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, like, you should be proud saying things from your face, like out of your face. And a lot of these people, they are scared. They're like, well, I don't want people to drag my looks, or I don't want people to do this. Well, then I think maybe you shouldn't be inserting yourself in their situation.
Amen.
Whether your camera's on or not, you don't want them talking about you, coming after you, and you come on here and you don't tell us anything about yourself, your goals, your experience, your life. You just give us some sugar-coated version of yourself. That's not enough for me.
No.
It's not. And unfortunately, a lot of people, like, yeah, all of our looks get dragged all the time. But I mean,
I love it. I love it. If you're talking about my looks, I'm interesting to you. That's all I got to say. If you're talking about my looks, my life at all, I'm interesting to you. Carry on. Say whatever you want. I don't care. That's where I'm at now.
Well, and plus, I was prepared for that. Before you make a YouTube channel and present yourself, I was already expecting mean comments, people to talk about my looks, whatever it is. So that's a part of being a leader, because I have become a leader. You're a leader, Lauren. Siren, you're a leader. That's the part of that. And if I were to come on here and do that and then not show my face, my tune, I'd probably be talking way more shit. But I'm not going to do that.
So, okay, so I think it was recently you said something about you showed Space Monster's face. I saw, and it was a clip, and it was of her like, how dare you show my face? And I'm thinking, lady, you've been asking for that shit for years. As much shit as you talk about Robbie, I am surprised it ain't been out there before. Like, and she's just like, how dare you put my picture out there? Like, nah, you really should. No. I thought that was very hypocritical of her, if anything.
Absolutely. And Canine Rescue, we're going to pray for you in your chemo, by the way. Rosaline says that camming up does facilitate community and a feeling of being a part of something larger than yourself and part of a group. Okay, for example, we know that there's lots of scams that go on around YouTube and stuff. There are people that call out these people for doing scams. And again, they're off camera. They could be scamming us for all we know, there are crazy people in the world that can get on here, and maybe they do get on here to be like, okay, eventually I'm going to get these people so supportive that I'm going to start fundraisers, and I'm going to do everything I'm saying these people are scamming because these people are going to trust me and believe in me for calling these other people out. But you really can make up any story about your life you want to on here. Anything for people to start donating. And it's easier to do when you're off camera. Because I could get on here and say I'm a big, muscly, bulky guy, and then, look at myself in the mirror.
Or you have a sick child. You have a sick child next to you while you're streaming, and they need medical bills paid for. Just anything.
Right. Home team, you can do that on camera too. Do what on camera?
I guess scam people. Which whoever that is, they're right. They're right.
Yeah, and I said that earlier in the stream. I said it's not about, because anybody can fool. Like I said, I can fool you about this wall. I could fool you about where I live.
It could be your green screen. Yeah, it could be your green screen.
Yes, exactly.
Very nice green screen with the pillow on the bed.
Thank you.
I love that pillow. Yes.
And my little Elmo, I cuddle with him.
That's who I'm talking about. Elmo, yeah.
He talks to me every night too. And I tell Elmo I love him every night before bed, and I'm not ashamed to do that. I'm not kidding. I will roll over and tell him I love him.
Oh.
Like, I love you, Elmo, because he's so cute. He says the cutest things. Oh, make up stories about your life. Yeah, of course you can. But it's just God, because I don't want to offend all my friends that don't go on camera, because I support a lot of their channels and what they do. And I don't think they need to be on camera for certain people. But it's just like, I just don't understand how you're gonna, I think a lot of people want validation and be like, yeah, I'm a leader. But it's like, as soon as that, you don't have that same self-confidence when people are looking at your face. And to me, that's a problem. Welcome back, Ashley. Because that'd be like putting on a mask and running for Congress or president or whatever. It's like, that's not going to work out for me in the long run. Because there have been a lot of people off camera who have been found out to do scams because people looked into them. Do you consider that real life, you guys? Like, yes. If you consider that real life?
Yes, absolutely. If you have looked on other social media sites or Googled my name, you are entering my real life. Absolutely. 1000%. Yes.
That is true. Now, let's say that you were on here saying, I'm sick, or, I'm going to die, or so-and-so died. Do you look down on people that would look into something like that? Because, for example, I get crap for this all the time. When Mommy Rambling's tragedy happened, I looked into it. you know, because
Mhm.
I personally didn't believe in it. Do you think that was, and I respect your honest opinion. Do you think that was wrong of me to do that?
No, because if you and that's kind of a fine line too. Because if somebody's trying to profit off of that, not saying she was mommy
Right.
ramblings. Don't even get
Mhm.
started. I'm not saying that. But if
Don't come
like
for
it,
us.
you know, I'm sick and I have cancer. You know, yeah, I because of so many scams that go on, I wouldn't understand why if you didn't look into it, honestly.
Because I looked into
But
Truthy Magoo and I found out he faked his own
yes,
death.
yes,
So
I remember that. That was freaking awesome too. I remember when he came on the panel after all that. That was crazy shit. Um,
yes, and I use the
but
same
if
search
you're,
engine that I used for Mommy Ramblings, by the way. So I look into things like if people, especially if they're wanting to mail me stuff or something like that, it's like I do it for my
Mhm.
own protection. I'm like, who is this person? You know?
You don't
Maybe you're
necessarily have
looking
to look
for
in someone's
funeral
eyes to trust
arrangements
their
for
words.
somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe you want to send flowers or something like that to the funeral home. That
yeah,
happens.
right. Well, and that's the kind of where the fine line is, because if I come on here and I'm telling you guys something about my real life, i.e., I had a child that passed away, God forbid, or I had a divorce or whatever it was, I am welcoming you into my real life, so to speak. So I should expect people to, like, I know what not to say on here now. After so many years of doing this, I know what I don't need to put out there and what I can put out there. And I
Mm-hmm.
expect that if I say, you know, I have a family member that's deceased or whatever the case may be, I expect that somebody's going to look into it. I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know whether it's right or wrong for the person to do it. And I think you should have, Robbie, especially who the person was and what the tragedy was. It's a fine line. Like if they're
Home
just looking
team.
me up because they want to dox me or hurt me, yeah, you're an idiot. Move the fuck on. But yeah, in your instance, you wanted to know if it was true, and I get that. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Christina.
Home team is saying, would you consider something easily found on the internet, public information or private? My attorney actually told me about doxing and said that sharing someone's name or something, which I'm not going to do, is actually not doxing. Anything that's public is not. If you're doing it with intent to harm that person, that's doxing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what you put out here, again, I'm going to go back to if you are somebody who's thinking about or you've already done it, and whether you're on camera or not, if you're one of those people who has gone after and made videos about me, mommy ramblings, whoever it is that your target is that you have an issue with, and then you have a problem if people look into who you are, you have to remember you are putting yourself out there for not only that person, but the people that follow those people, the dedicated fans and subscribers. You're going to piss those people off by calling out people. So, in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be aware of what you're walking into. You are walking into a storm, and you're a fighter. You know, you've got your guard up and you're ready to fight people, and you got your privacy and your avatar, but that doesn't protect you because
No.
you are contributing to the problem by doing that. That's just my opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they complain. They did this or they said my name or they did that. It's like, well, you've been talking about, like, you clearly want someone's attention if you tag them nonstop in your videos. Okay.
So about a year and a half ago, somebody that was very close to me, it was always on my panels. I considered this guy like my brother, and he has always kept his identity private. Well, I got mad at him one day, and I sent his phone number, which thank God it was just a Google Voice number. Now that I look back on it, but I did dox him, and it was with ill intent. I wanted him to be. I was so upset with him that he had betrayed me that I wanted him harmed. And I have apologized to him. And luckily, him and I are still as close as we ever were. It was something bad that I did. And now I'm totally against doxing. I think, like I've always said it to Robbie, if you can't beat me on YouTube, then it's not even worth it. This is
Mm-hmm.
all YouTube. And I just keep it on YouTube now.
Clippy is here, says you called the funeral home. I did not call a funeral home. I have a service that I can look to see if people are deceased or not. And like with Truthy Magoo, I looked it up and he was not. And I was like, you guys, I'm not buying this. And I was friends with Truthy. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this system updates within like 24 hours and he's not dead. And, everybody gave me crap. Well, actually, a lot of people cheered me on for doing it to Truthy, but not to like Mommy Ramblings. And I'm like, look, if you are lying about, we don't know if you're lying or not. Like, we talk about scams all the time. It's okay to look into people that you think scamming. I'm doing the same thing, But yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, Robbie, it's weird that you said that. I just saw, so there's a vegan community on YouTube, and there was this girl, this was just a couple years ago, and there was this girl, a part of the vegan community. She had like 500 subs, but she had breast cancer, and she was like begging people for help. She was like, I cannot pay these bills. The only way I'm ever going to survive this is if I have this surgery in Mexico, yada, yada, yada. Well, this large vegan channel, this guy had like over 1,000 or 100,000 subs. He was calling this girl a scammer, and it hurt this girl so bad that she did end up passing away. And there is a video on all of that on YouTube. I never knew about this, but this woman was actually showing her breast and showing people like, this is real. Like, she was showing how her breast, the skin was, it was not a pretty sight, but because she was trying to tell these people, like, look, I'm not scamming you. I really need help. And so since this guy's channel was larger, he was able to convince people that she was scamming, and she has since passed away because of it. So we need to make sure. Yes, right. We need to make sure. And so when you say you had to look into it, that's why I stand by that, is because she could have been scamming, but in that sense,
Yeah, you always want to look into stuff, no matter how bad you feel or not. Look, you want to know where your money's going. That's why with my fundraiser, I showed everything. And speaking of which, on a side note, guys, Peach, I don't know what you want me to share about your story, but she's going through a hard time right now. And I was going to share her Cash App. She explained it to me. I don't know if it's up to her to explain to you guys if she wants to or not. So I'll put her Cash App in the pinned in the comments. But thank you. I was going to talk about that at the end anyways, Peach, but I love you. And I hope things get better for you.
Yeah, Peach seems awesome.
But it's like, if you could come on, we've had so many people lie about diseases on here, all sorts of stuff. And everybody always says, do your research, bring receipts. Well, look, hey, if you don't want to put your receipts out there when you start a fundraiser or whatever, then you should always keep them aside in case you need to show people for something, because there's clip channels that'll ruin your credibility. People tried to ruin my credibility with my fundraiser, and that was after I showed all the proof and gave my lawyer's phone number and everything. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to look into it, that's your problem. I really don't care at this point, but I did what I needed to do.
Robbie hired an actor to pretend like it was his lawyer, so if we call, we're just going to get the actor on the phone.
Yeah, they said stuff like that. Like,
I'm sure they did.
And some of these people actually contacted him. He had actual people contact him.
Wow.
And it's like, I wouldn't go on and lie and show like a whole, setup of attorney's place and stuff, because people could call and say, hey, this guy's saying you're representing him. And they'd be like, hey, fuck off and stop doing that. It's just stupid. But I'm never going to say anything that I can't back up on here, period. And I will do it with my face. You feel me? Hold on, let me put
Heck yeah, G-Money.
Cash App. There's Peach, if you guys want to help out Peach, if she wants to say what's going on. She said, Robbie, that's lovely. Thank you. I'm happy for you to say love. I'm open, as I want people to be able to say their struggles to get help. Yeah, she's just having money issues. There's like a water heater thing and stuff going on in her apartment building that she has stacked up, and she's going through a hard time.
They're not paying, the apartment building isn't paying for it? That would be my first question. I'm sorry, just since you said it.
Her landlord is like being a dick, and she's asked for it to, he's ignoring her and all sorts of stuff, if I got that right. Rosling is saying there's absolutely no reason that a person needs to share their medical issues if they choose not to. Oh, well, of course not. No. But, a lot of times if people are saying something, I'm going to look into it, especially if I'm going to donate or whatever. I'm usually going to look into it first. So that's just my personal opinion on that. And again, that goes with, turning your camera on as well. somebody can get on here and say they're sick, they're bedridden, whatever. It's like, but we can't really see what's going on there. Not that we need to.
Put me backstage, damn it, Robbie, and I'll show you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, because I really am laying in bed actually as we're speaking. So when you said that, like, damn it, put me backstage and I'll put my camera on so you can see.
Right. Hey, Granny's watching. Poison Ivy says, like, Nicole Kissinger was in this chat. Where are you hiding her? You're never gonna know. I actually live really close to her parents' house.
I know.
I drive by there. Nicole, if you're watching, I drive by all the time to see if you're outside so I can stop and say, hey, girl!
Ah! We're big fans.
I love Nicole Kissinger, but I know there's a lot of people that hate her. Many of us here have hidden medical issues and we choose not to talk about them. Yeah, that's your... Look, listen, I wouldn't want to violate any laws. Like, that's your decision, you know? Oh, here she's saying, basically, my landlord refused to place a boiler 4 years, and guess what? It was leaking on top of nothing being fixed. He only replaced it last year towards the end of the year. Yeah, so, like, her bill has skyrocketed. Oh, my... Hold the phone real fast. Granny's watching and I have a little debate over the Scream movies, and she finally watched it and said, I like the message behind the new Scream. Oh my God, Granny's watching. I don't.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm not going to spoil it. The motive is, see, now we're going to disagree on Scream. Now you're going to like it, and I'm going to say I didn't like the end part, really. I won't spoil it for you, though. I mean, it was good, but I was kind of like, really? This is why? Anyways. Is there a way we could somehow have like a group on YouTube where people go and talk about these problems and raise like a month and we can do...
Yes, it's called Discord, Lottie.
Like for fun? That is a good idea for fundraisers, because then people wouldn't be like, oh my God, you get on here all the time and, you know, share people's fundraisers and stuff. That is a good idea to start like a support Discord, and then people can share their problems in there, their cash apps or whatever. And people can choose to, now everybody's going to go in there and be like, I need $10,000.
Yeah, right.
It still sucked by the message was pretty brilliant, not the motive, the message. Yes. I won't spoil it, but I will say it's kind of like that's the word I was going to use, fandom. Hey, Larry, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, that movie focuses on like fan bases, stuff like that. When are we having a Scream discussion with spoilers? With spoilers, we're going to be doing that on my Save Robbie Rants channel, maybe even tonight, actually, because Siren's going to do it, Locomai, Amber, and Jet's mom, I believe, because we've all seen it. So we're going to spoil it for you on my other channel. So
did you guys have to go to the movies to see it, or is it streaming somewhere?
Well, it is. I mean, I don't.
Can you text me and give me some information maybe? Because I can't go anywhere. I haven't been able to leave the house for almost 2 weeks.
I saw it in theaters, but I think Granny's Watching can help you out with that.
Granny's Watching. It's brutallylauren@gmail.com, or you can get a hold of Robbie to get a hold of me. Please.
Yes.
I'm a huge horror movie fan and a huge Scream fan, and I need to see it.
There, see what she said? She said it right there.
Wait. Oh, I'll be there. Curious everyone's thoughts. I bootleg. Oh, can you help me out? Granny's Watching. I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Watching. I super chatted her to go watch it in theaters. I was like, go watch the damn movie already. But yeah, we'll do that maybe tonight on my other channel. But unless you guys didn't have anything else to add about that, that's what I wanted to talk about, because even Granny's Watching, she doesn't go on camera, but you don't see her on here dragging and talking about people's looks and stuff. She's calling out like behavior of people, which
I saw one of her. I watched one of her live streams the other night. I didn't chat in there because I didn't think she knew who I was, but I definitely watched. She didn't seem no, I wouldn't say that about. I would agree with you, Robbie, for sure.
Yeah, it's all about.
I didn't get that vibe from her.
Yeah, if you're gonna come on here and tell me like who I am and that I need to grow. First of all, I'm going to be 40 this year, and people will always say my hairline, or you have a past of being an alcoholic or whatever. Yeah, that's why you call it this, or having a drug problem. But the fact is that I want to change. I continuously want to better myself. So playing clips over and over of me cussing people out from a year, months ago, whatever it is, you're staying in the past. Like, you don't want to move on. but
because they don't have anything recent to show. Because they want to continuously show bad behavior, I guess, or shock, and because you're not doing that, they have to continuously show the same shit.
mm-hmm. Well, it's like if you're gonna, it's just like a life coach, or let's say, Lauren, if I was gonna come on here and tell you guys, hey guys, I'm gonna show you how to get in shape, but I showed you how to get in shape by just telling you,
yeah, right.
I could be the most out of shape person in the world, or I'm gonna come on and help you guys show you how to put your finances in place and get back on track. But I'm not gonna show you.
I learned it from a hamster, guys.
Exactly.
A hamster showed me.
Exactly. Yes.
Granny's watching. Can you please email me and help me out, please? I have COVID. I swear I do.
I will say that the new Scream is going to be on Paramount Plus in like 2 weeks from now.
No.
But I couldn't wait. I even looked up spoilers before I saw it. I was on a video, and it you know how you could put YouTube on autoplay. I didn't do it on purpose, but I didn't stop myself. It auto-played to a spoiler review, an early one, and I was listening and I couldn't stop. So I spoiled the entire
naughty.
Yes. And then we all kind of went and saw it simultaneously across the world together, a bunch of us friends. But Simon,
Robbie, you don't watch Cobra Kai, do you?
What is that? No.
Cobra Kai?
No. See, I don't watch a lot of stuff.
Did you watch Karate Kid when you were growing up?
I only watched the guy because I had a crush on him, but I barely.
Right, but did you watch all 3 of the movies?
A long time ago, yeah.
Cobra Kai it started on YouTube as a series, but now it's over on Netflix. It's the same people that were in the movies and other teenagers, but it's like the best show ever.
Oh, I've been watching the new Sex and the City reboot.
I want to see that too. Yes, I want to see that.
I'll give you my HBO Max password if you don't have it.
I did have it. I think I just did the free thing because there's nothing really to watch on there. I didn't see.
Oh, I was like, you had my password? How the hell did you get that?
Not yet. I'll have to wait for you to text it to me though.
Yeah. Oh, this is the point I brought up the other day about this. Peach says, you bet like sex phone workers do their job pretending they're enjoying it, but secretly they're eating McDonald's. And yeah, they could be like not even taking care of their hygiene or anything and like be real crusty all over their body, yet they're a phone sex operator. Same thing on YouTube. Same exact thing.
Yeah, Family Guy's interpretation of all that is actually pretty hilarious. So it's probably the truth too.
Interpretation on
yeah, because like there was a scene in one of the Family Guys a few years ago where there was a sex worker and her voice was really sexy, but she was in a room, like a dirty hotel room, and she had curlers in her hair and she had flies going around her, like the most disgusting person you could possibly think of with the sexiest voice. It was funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, that goes back to, you know, you have all these people that they can teach you how to take care of your body, or like a nutritionalist or whatever, but first of all, I want to see how it's working for you before I do it, you know, to myself. Granny's sitting on 75% crusty health, 75% of the time.
That's nice.
Hey, there's times that, you know, what's funny is I'm so paranoid about my hygiene that even before I do a live stream, like if it's in the morning, I brush my teeth no matter what in the morning. Because
yes,
you want to have
me
fresh
too.
breath.
Yep.
I'll even do that. Like if I'm going to live stream, I'm like, oh, I got to brush my teeth. Even though you can't smell me from where you're at, but I always want to be presentable because you never know when a hot fireman's going to show up.
That is true.
Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Poison Ivy saying, how do you feel about how they handled the real Stanford's death on Sex and the City? I think it was really shitty, actually. I think they actually kind of make him look like an asshole in the show because he died while they were filming it. And so they had to do something with his character. And I think it was kind of rude the way they didn't kill him off in the show. They made him look like a cheating whore who just moved away. I actually think it was really shitty, to be honest. Yeah.
Robbie, I'll go ahead and jump down because I know you're getting ready to end it here in a minute, and I need to get some things done, or try to get some things done anyways. But yeah, thanks for having me up.
Thank you for your input. And
yeah, I'll talk to everybody later, and I love you too. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Yeah, how I felt, and this is a little spoiler on Sex and the City if you're not prepared, but they should have did to Mr. Big what they did to that guy, and then, killed the other guy off in the show, just out of respect, because I hear there's some crazy stuff going on with that Mr. Big guy in real life. Any updates on the paranormal thing you're doing? It's going to be sometime in February. Me and Stacy were talking about that, and it's going to be in the haunted castle or outside the haunted castle. But Siren, did you have anything else to add before we go about, because I didn't want it to be like, I even said be respectful on the poll and in the comments, but that was pretty respectful for the most part, that entire conversation. Mm-hmm. Because what I hear most of the time is people say, oh, it doesn't matter what people look like. They don't need to turn on their cameras. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. I completely understand that part. And I'm for that. Like, if you want to start a channel and not turn on your camera, but if you're going to go after people and you're going to be truth, then be truthful about yourself as well. Right, Siren?
Mm-hmm. Especially on physical appearance.
Well, yeah. And I mean, a lot of people, obviously, if you're not comfortable with your looks, you're probably going to knock other people's looks. I've just knocked other people's looks who've tried to knock mine. I'm like, really? Fancy? Why don't you put your fancy ass in the mirror and see how good you look today? Huh? Because apparently you don't do that any day. Or, you'll have people and be like BX, for example. He'll be like, he just needs to shave his head. I'm like, I still look better than you naked, whether I'm bald or not. So what's your point? That is a fact. Never seen him naked, though. Never want to. I'm going to leave it at that and not be mean. Hey, Jill. We're about to get off of here, Jill. But did you have anything in closing, Siren, before we go?
Yes. I love you and am your bitch.
You little bitch. You're going to get you're going to get a swat later, a little spanking. I can't find my knife because I've pulled it out forever. With the butcher knife. It was great to see Lokamai. And so Lokamai says tonight might not be good for a discussion, maybe tomorrow night after I run my errands and stuff. Because I don't know if we're going to do it live or not. We might pre-record it on Save Robbie Rants. But if you haven't seen Scream and you don't want spoilers, don't watch it. But I do all that on the other channel. And I put spoiler in the title, so you're prepared for that. Peach says, once I got called a Bratz doll because my eyes are big and then purposely made my eyes look bigger. That's a huge compliment. Bratz dolls are really pretty. Really pretty. You join them on hating me. They stop in confusion. Or it's like, okay, so I'm going to talk about my hairline real fast. I love doing a mohawk because the older I've grown, I have the receding hairline, but I get compliments on it all day long. And it fits my personality and I'm comfortable when I do a mohawk and I look really good naked. So when people talk about it, it's like, dude, come up with something else, because I have been with myself for almost 40 years. And the older I get, I'm going to say it with confidence, the more attractive I really do get. Because I'll look at old pictures of myself and be like, oh, God, I'm so much hotter now. And I stand by that. And I really, really wish I could make out with myself. Siren, do you want to make out with me? Would you want to make out?
Sure.
You little bitch.
You going to smack me around a little bit?
Maybe. It depends. Depends on how bad you is. Men always age more gracefully than women. Unfortunately, for women, yeah, that is true. And what's crazy too is I feel like a lot of times plastic surgery, in my personal opinion, normally makes women that get it, like Courtney Cox. Didn't you say that to me, Siren, the other day? You're like, oh my God, Courtney Cox in that new movie, it just kind of makes you look older by getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, I said that the large theater screen was not kind to her.
She's beautiful, but ooh, Larry, I'll take that, Larry. Right back at you. But yeah,
I got my first Google Analytics for my YouTube channel. 98.5% women.
Yeah, and that's another reason why people will say, oh, Siren, you've gone after women, or I have. It's first of all, responding at somebody, yeah, I've been an asshole plenty of times, but that's not going after someone just because, it's not because you're a woman, it's because you're an asshole. That's why I've gone after, people. in return. Courtney Cox was a bit difficult to look at. You know, she actually was very self-conscious about her plastic surgery, and she said she stopped because she wasn't liking the way she was looking. And I also think when men get plastic surgery, it looks really bad because it looks like makeup, like permanent makeup, and it just looks weird. But with men, like it's kind of a masculine thing to be like rugged, you know? And that's why the older I get, if I don't shave my chest or put nair on my back, I would be a gorilla. Like I would have hair everywhere, and it just like feels gross to me. But like it doesn't matter. Like when men get wrinkles, it's sexier, you know, or hair recedes. When that happens to women, it's like it's a double standard because we look at them differently. Because women are meant to be pretty and men are meant to be filthy and handsome.
Here's one for you. Guess the procedures I've had.
Penis pump? Just kidding. But well, Botox, because you spoke about that before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you had a facelift?
I've had a forehead lift because
because your eyebrows look like they stand like, you know, Jack Nicholson-ish, tallish.
Mm-hmm.
There's more?
Mm-hmm.
A nose job?
They tried to fix my deviated septum, so kind of, yes.
There's more?
Yes.
Hair implants. Because you have what? How the fuck does you're older than look? What the fuck? Look at my hair and look at yours, and you're older than me. Fuck. A chin tuck. Do you have a chin tuck?
No.
Tits? Do you have tits?
No.
Ass implants?
No.
Tattooed on eyeliner?
No.
Lip injections?
No. I wish my upper lip is tiny.
Have you had fillers?
No. When I was 10, I was being picked on for my ears sticking out, and my parents got the insurance to pay to have them tucked back.
That's fucked up.
Mm?
I've always all of my boyfriends that I've had, mainly my last one, they call me their monkey because I look like a monkey. My ears have always been big, so it's just I have something that I own now. I think big ears are cute on a guy.
I was being bullied so badly that my dad paid one of the neighbor kids to protect me on the school bus, not realizing that he was one of the bullies.
Can you do me a favor and can you remove your earphones real fast just so I could take a look at those things? So wait a minute, how does this work? You just pin them back or something, or?
They remove cartilage from the back, and then they tuck them back, and then they sew it up, and then I had to wear pantyhose cut off. Well, actually stockings, not the ones that go up to your calf. I had to tie those off, and I had to wear those on my head when I slept for 5 months.
Siren, let's get deep real fast. Are you circumcised?
Yes.
It's almost like a circumcision on your ears. I'm circumcised too, by the way. They say that's the worst pain a man will ever feel in his entire life is their circumcision, but we won't remember it because we were so little.
Yeah, they just do it without anesthetic too because they think, well, it's just a baby.
Whoa, that's messed up. I often wonder what that pain would actually feel like. Think Dragon, we don't want you to look like anyone else. If you guys don't follow Think Dragon, the ladies, he's a good-looking man. You want to follow him. My mom held me down and plucked my eyebrows when I was like 10 years old. I have a unibrow. If I don't do something here, it will connect and get... if I don't shorten this, my eyebrows would grow up to here, the length of the hair. Kimmikins was bullied for boobs being small, my last name, and for big-ass nose. Small boobs are good. I never understood this whole, because I'm not like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a homosexual, but you know, women will get the implants to make their ass look really big, like huge. I think Christina Aguilera did that, and it doesn't look like Christina needs to calm the fuck down, to be honest. Everyone's circumcised here? Wait a minute. Think Dragon, you circumcised too? Your eyebrows will go a little out of control at some point. I think, yeah, we all have that issue. But the older I get, it's like okay, this is gonna sound bad, but I noticed there was hair growing inside my ear. It was like a few weeks ago, and I felt inside it was long, and I ripped it out, and I kept ripping hair out of the inside of my ears.
Yeah.
I didn't know hair grew in there.
Yeah. And it will grow and keep growing as you get older, and it will grow out of control. So.
I think I got all of it out of that one, and it didn't even really hurt that bad to rip it out. It was almost like addicting, but there's a lot in there. Probably because I use Rogaine. That's probably why the Rogaine falls down into my ears and then grows hair in my ears instead of on top of my head.
Yeah, if you ever, I don't know why you would watch them, but there are earwax removal videos on YouTube, and when you see them do that, sometimes the people's ears will be just full of hair if they're older, and the hair will come out too.
Did you know I put Nair on my butt? I keep men's Nair, the pump bottle, right by my shower, and it's the kind that works in the shower. So about once a week, I will rub Nair all over, even the inside of my crack, and I'll rub it all over my ass, sometimes my little taint, and then I'll rub it all over my back and shoulders, and I'll be smooth. And then I feel really smooth. I touch my ass. And it feels
I've
smooth.
told this story once before. I might go into it later on my own channel, but I got really self-conscious when I started growing hair, and I would try to shave my butt crack. And
Me too.
But of course, there's pressure from sitting. So when the hair started growing back, I would occasionally have pimples there, and one would not go away, and it made a cyst. So I got a pilonidal cyst, and it had
You had a boil on your ass.
it had to be cut out down to the bone.
What? How do you get in the bone of your ass? So you had a hole in your ass.
Yeah, they had to be
Besides your
cut out
butthole.
down to the coccyx and sewn back up. And here's the kicker. I had to sing that night at a local festival, and I did not want to cancel, so I went and did that.
You sang with two buttholes.
Yes, I sang with a hole sewn up, and the extra hole in my ass sewn up.
So hold on a minute. So when was this? Because you would still have a hole in your ass then, right?
Oh,
Or
it
did the
was
skin
like
grow back?
somewhere around like the year 2002 or something like that. Yeah.
So do you have a scar on your?
Oh yeah, I have a scar.
Holy shit! You know, I've actually cut my butthole before shaving, because you're like, where the hell's that blood come from? And it hurts to sit down after that. So Nair, it says don't put it in the cracks. I don't recommend that at home, but I do fill my crack with Nair. Okay. Every freaking time I turn my headset off and there's Robbie screaming at us. That's really interesting, Siren. You know, I choked on a screwdriver when I was little, right? Full screwdriver, and I was rushed to, and people make jokes about that all the time. Like, you know, what were you practicing? I was, I think it was like 2 years old. My mom can correct me if she's still in here, but it got lodged in my throat, and I had to have the screwdriver removed from my throat. And no, it was not a toy. It was a full-sized metal screwdriver. I also choked on a pork chop, I think it was, at Denny's. I've almost died and choked and drowned so many times in my life. Maybe that's why I feel scotched all the time.
Well, you wouldn't have been the first person to die at Denny's, I'm sure. I mean,
I know that fucking food clogs your arteries like a motherfucker. They put so much butter on their eggs. You don't use Nair if you're a girl. My sister did once. Yeah, well, regular Nair burns, like the kind for women. The men's kind doesn't burn as much as the women's kind. Plus, we're like,
how else are you going to wear short shorts?
You know, I used to shave my body completely from head to toe smooth back when I was a swimmer and stuff. And I made the excuse, oh, it makes me swim better. But no, it felt smooth all the time. But that's a lot of work. If you're a man and you're hairy and I'd be shaving every day. If I shaved my beard off, it would pretty much be back tomorrow. That's how fast my hair grows.
I mean,
But it won't grow on top of my head. Makes me mad.
I mean, if you're a pro, if you're an Olympic swimmer and you're trying to shave off milliseconds like break world records and stuff, then shaving your body matters. But if you're just a regular swimmer, it doesn't matter.
Well, I like to be manly. Like, I like my legs to be hairy. I like a little bit of a design on my winky tinky winky, sexy little short design down there. Okay. I do not like hair on my back or my shoulders. And then my chest, sometimes I like growing a little bit of, like, oh, I'm a man. But most of the time I shave that. And then I have a little happy trail that you could skip down to get to, who. His name is
To get to Playland?
His name is Merv. My penis's name is Merv. Think Dragon used Nair once and it didn't work. I used it again and it burned like absolute hellfire. Yeah, you got to be careful with it.
Did you use it again immediately or like?
Yeah, and I think the maximum is like 10 minutes you should have it on. Amberly says, I nursed until I was 3 because I choked on everything. I'm better now. Oh, wow. Yeah, you hear stories about people like that stay on nursing for like even longer than that, a long time. My mom had the tumor on one of her butts when she was 10 years of age, like a boil tumor on your butt. Because they call that a boil on your ass, right? A pimple, or is that something different?
I mean, you can have boils and stuff, but specifically at the cleft of your buttocks, that's a pilonidal cyst. So,
you guys, if you saw Marlene earlier, that said it's one of my best friends ever. She named my penis Merv. I don't know why I let her. I don't even think she ever saw my penis, but his name is Merv. Hey, Lonnie. Peach says when I was 13, I had to have therapy for my eczema, and then nurse put it too high, and it literally burnt my face off. Oh, Nair for eczema. Nair is for eczema? I know you can
it'll take off the top layer of your skin too. So
Nair?
Yep.
Holy shit. Yeah, don't ever use it after tanning. I've done that before after like fake and baking, and it burns quite a bit. But just out of curiosity to the women in the chat, do you prefer a man to be more hairy, hit a 1, or smooth, hit a 2? You like your man hairy or like a Ken doll, smooth?
Not like a Ken doll.
Ken dolls are smooth.
They're really smooth. They have no penis.
Well, maybe women don't like that. One of my sons told me his girlfriend called his manhood the same nickname I use for my cat. My cat now has a new nickname. Yeah, that would be uncomfortable. Ooh, hairy. Ooh, Poison Ivy likes in between. You like chest hair, Anitra? Depends on the man. In between. Well, yeah, like, well kept, but hairy is nice. Obviously you don't want like a filthy, wild. Well, maybe you do want a filthy man, like a caveman. Huh? You like both. You don't like shaved hair down there, but keep it trimmed. Okay. Sky Maiden says, it's so funny to me, but boy, was he in pain. Yeah, I could imagine. What about facial hair? Do you guys prefer one? Do you prefer facial hair like beards or no facial hair at all? Think Dragon likes some smooth, but you're into women. Think Dragon. Some men like hairy women, I think. I think a lot of European women have hairy armpits, right? Or am I wrong on that? Do you know, Siren? Hairy European women? No facial hair?
On a woman, I prefer shaved armpits.
Well, yeah. No facial hair. Why? Why are we typing numbers? We were doing if people like them hairy or smooth. You like stumbly hair, like a 5 o'clock shadow? No facial hair to a small amount. What about porn stashes? Anybody into a nice porn stash? A guy that's all built? I see guys at the gym like that. They'll be all built and then just one big bushy mustache. I'm like, dude, are you shooting like 1970s porn? It's kind of hot. Okay. Yours looks like your looks good. My husband, no. I'm not into long beards.
No.
I
Mm-mm.
think they're kind of gross.
They
That's
look,
just my personal. They're just
even when
gross.
they're clean, they look dirty.
Well, and they do get like when they're eating. Oh, a nice goatee. When they're eating and stuff, like it, because I do not get stuff stuck in. I keep my. This is like usually my beard will go a little bit longer than this, and that's it. But you see, like when guys eat with really long beards, and like there's, oh, it just I don't even want to say it because it's gross. Like food and stuff, it's just. I'm like, what else is hanging out in there? Get my gerbil out of your beard. Little Carol pops out. Do you know who Big Ed is? I know what Big Ed's is. What I mean, I don't like full beard. Okay. Ooh, thank you, horror girl. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Big. Anybody a fan of big long beards in here? Just cute, like Santa beards
Like
or
ZZ Top.
biker. Yeah, like just really long, like a wizard or something. I don't know. It's just I know like even with mine, I don't feel clean if it goes a little bit longer. Like I need to put some sort of cleaner in there, like beard oil or whatever. It's just like I don't know.
It itches too. And that's miserable.
Mine doesn't itch. When I first started growing a beard though, like when it's stubble, it would kind of itch. But mine, I think I'm just so used to it that I don't like wearing masks with my beard sometimes when it gets a little longer because it's like bedhead in your beard. It like pushes it the rest of the day, so you got to go get it wet. Pisses me off.
Yeah, if you want to let the C virus out of there, you wear your long beard and put a mask on it. I mean, that stuff just flying out of there.
I know this is kind of gross, guys, but they say that there's feces in men's beards. Feces. I don't know how, but maybe there's like poop flying around in the air and it gets filtered in our beards, or
I can tell you how. It's because the toilet, when you flush it, aerosolizes poo, and it will go wherever.
so. Hold on a minute. Wait, say that one more time. There's poop
When
flying.
you flush the toilet, it aerosolizes a little bit of poo, and the poo will go wherever.
I'm usually on the phone if I'm, or like my mouth or singing to music in the bathroom or something. You're telling me that there's shit flying up in my mouth?
It goes wherever in the bathroom. That means your beard, your toothbrush, the toilet paper, anywhere
Ew.
on you.
Oh my God. So I have shit in my beard, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Holy shit. Literally, there's shit in my beard.
That's how people get the C virus in public restrooms.
Wow. I'm never flushing a toilet again. Just gonna let it ride out. Just leave it there. Show the photo I sent you to Siren. Let's see. Now I'm kind of scared to open it. Let's see what the fuck? 90 Day Fiance Ed puts mayo in his hair to look younger. Okay, I'm gonna send that to Siren. That means I can screw Chuck the demon at the Taco Bell toilet. I'm really paranoid when it comes to like cleanliness, and that's why I've been vegetarian again for I think over a month now. I think too much, and now I'm going to be thinking about walking around all day long, or when I look at myself in the mirror, is that my beard has shit in it. A shitty beard. That like makes me paranoid. Just like when you hear you have everybody has crabs in their eyelashes. Is it crabs?
Mites and
Do
mites
they look
or
like
worms.
crabs?
Yeah.
And they're in your look. I just rubbed a bunch of them, and they're going into my eye now, and they're getting on my finger. And now I'm gonna rub the mites down into my shitty beard so that they can eat shit. Shit eating beard, shit eating mite, eyelash mites. Mayo is good for your hair. Oh, maybe I'll put some mayo in my beard. Get all that shit out of it, So does your toothbrush. I keep my toothbrush. I brush my teeth in the shower mainly. So then, does
I
that
was gonna
mean that
say,
there's?
if you're that worried about it, just keep your toothbrush and some mouthwash.
Oh yeah, that is. I mean, that is good. Or just dip it in like rubbing alcohol to clean it off or something, or peroxide. Big Ed has YouTube. He's a nasty person and does weird stuff. Ew, if it's like gross stuff, I can't watch. That's why I can't watch Jackass really, because most of the guys in the movie Jackass are really hot, but they do really gross stuff, and it ruins their hotness to me. So I can't fuck with.
I always liked Chris Pontius because he has a huge wang dang doodle.
That's how you base how you like somebody is the size of their penile region.
Well, on that show, yes.
Can we go back to talking about penis now, please? Navigator says. Well, I mean, think about it. If your beard has shit in it, there's got to be some shit floating around down there as well. Because I'll tell you something. I sit down to pee sometimes. That means there's shit flying up out of that toilet onto my dick. So that means it's no different from here than down there, right?
Right.
And
Right.
if we have mites in our eyelashes, we probably also have panty crickets that aren't so crabs, so to speak, but like panty mites or worms on your dick or your vag, either one. Okay. The guys in on Jackass are so stupid. I've always been attracted to stupid guys. I think that's my problem. Or assholes. Like if you don't like me, then I'm probably gonna have a crush on you. And then if you do like me, I probably won't. That's how I've always been, and that's my problem. That's why I don't date. Sorry, Gladys. Gladys just had dinner. Sorry about that. Panty crickets. Anyways, yeah, that conversation did turn kind of in a completely different direction, and I don't even know how. But now I'm really self-conscious about my shitty face. Okay, and now that every time someone looks at me on camera, they're going to focus on my beard being full of shit. But I'm still not shaving it because I like my beard. And you could just use like beard sanitizer, beard oil and stuff like that. Or just rub hand sanitizer all over my beard.
Or just wash your face.
I do, and I wash my face with like powerful face wash that kills acne. So, it has like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide. I was using a face wash so much benzoyl peroxide, it was starting to bleach my beard and my eyebrows. I had like little white hairs in my eyebrows and stuff on top of the gray that I already have.
Yeah, that stuff will like bleach out your washcloths and your towels.
But man, does it make my skin look beautiful. Benzoyl peroxide, folks. Okay. Amberly likes facial hair. It smells good on a man. Well, now it smells like shit to me, or it's going to have part of it, but how does a beard smell? I guess it would depend on your hygiene, I suppose. I don't know if I've ever smelled somebody's beard. I'm just going to stop the next guy in public. Excuse me, sir, can I smell your beard, please? Unless it's a long one, then I'm like, I'm good. Those ones can't smell that great. That's also why I don't like to smoke cigarettes, because if you're a hairy man, cigarette smell sticks to you more than, if you're not. It like sticks to your beard and your arm hair and everywhere. And then you just smell like smoke all day. But some people like that. I dated a guy one time who had a smoking fetish. That's all I'm going to say. Cigarettes. He kept packs of them next to his bed in his drawer. Isn't that fun? Man, was I choking after that night.
A couple of decades ago, my best friend at the time showed me a video clip of a woman smoking a cigarette with her vagina.
Oh! Do you still have that clip? I'm interested to see that.
He might.
Oh, wow.
That
is
see
a talent.
if he has it.
That is quite talented, I will say. I'm very interested to see that. Thank you, Horror Girl. I appreciate that. Well, guys, this has been a great conversation. I'm afraid if we continue, it's just going to get more filthy. And as much as I'd love to do that, I need to go eat something. So in closing, Do you have anything to say about the woman who smokes with her vagina? I mean, about the poll that I posted a couple days ago. There was a girl.
No, I think we're good. We already talked about it.
Tammy toothbrush. Are you talking about like brushing your?
Or was she just bulimic?
Oh, that would make sense. You have a wonderful night too, Sandy, and thank you guys for keeping the conversation peaceful in the beginning. It went a lot better than I thought it would, because there were some people that kind of got offended by my poll, but I just wanted to know, and for the most part, I will always have my camera turned on. Okay. You can also catch me webcamming as a cam guy on the. Just kidding. Would you ever do that, Siren?
No.
I've thought about it before, just to see, because they get like super chats. The cam girls and guys. Okay, I'm going to say this as clean as I can, but when I've seen some, when you send them a super chat, that they have a device that's connected to them that vibrates. You fill in my flow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Bridget. But yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, maybe look into it. Think Dragon used to play ping pong without using hands. Wait a minute.
Was he hitting the ping pong ball with his penis?
I think that's where he's going with that, but I'm not sure. We need to know this before we go, though. You'd make good money. Amberly, maybe I'll try it. But see, I would have to change my background and my bedding and stuff and maybe wear a mask if I was like, but no, because my face is one of my best attributes besides my penis. So I would have to show my face as a cam guy. I would just be scared that like one of my family members would come across it or something. I wouldn't mind anybody on here seeing me, doing whatever.
Maybe come across it wasn't the best choice of words.
What do you mean? A woman ping pong thing? I bought a removal kit off Amazon. Saves a trip to the urgent care when my kids have earaches. I think Robbie's a bad influence on me at the time. I'm sorry, guys. I know I get into like weird conversations, but no, I'm just a very curious human being. And now I'm curious to see how much I would make as a cam boy. But would I want to do it for men or women? Maybe both. Probably both.
Both.
Yeah.
Why restrict yourself to less money?
Open up your audience. Variety. Okay.
Maybe open up wasn't the best choice of words.
Oh, yeah, no, probably not. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I could ever. I mean, I videotape myself anyways for some people that I date. So it's like, might as well make money doing it, right? Something to think about on my lunch break. Canine Rescue wants to know how you came up with your name before we go.
With my name?
Have a good night, Sky Maiden. Mm-hmm. I don't think I even know this.
Well, the Jag part is my initials, and the siren part, that's masculinized from the sirens of Greek myth from when I used to sing a lot in college. I recycled that name multiple times when I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, so I just kept it.
Oh. I never knew that, and I never put two and two together that that's your initials at the end of it either. Interesting. It's interesting to find out like how people named their channels and stuff. Mine's just because I'm a mess, so save me. Okay. I need help every day. Watch The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and you'll know what ping pong act we're talking about. Ooh. Now you're making me curious. Think Dragon says that's really hot. Now we know I thought maybe it had your initials. All right, guys. I'm actually getting really weak because I'm getting really hungry. But thank you for the good conversation, and thank you for the interesting conversation there at the end. Okay. Now I'm going to picture Think Dragon playing ping pong with his bilk.
Or his butt.
What? No.
Maybe he was pooping him out like a salad shooter.
I don't think the First Amendment says right to free speech unless you don't have a cam. No, it doesn't, AJ. But if you were going to address somebody, usually you want to be proud of yourself. And in my personal opinion, people that are proud of themselves usually show their face. Because that's another reason you have a lot of these people that they have channels that they never show their face. And then they talk about, like, people would be like, we should have a meet and greet. And then they're like, no. It's like you connect with your audience, but you don't get as close as you really could, I guess. And then some people like to keep that boundary. And then, there's some people that just don't. But be proud of yourself and what you have to say is what I'm going to end it on. Anything else, Siren? Okay, well, I love you guys. I'm going to go eat. I hope everyone has a good night. And that's it. Thank you for the peaceful conversation. And I will see you guys later. Love you, Siren. Bye, guys.
Love you too, and I'm your bitch.
Bye, you little bitch. No chance. No dance.